In certain extreme situations, the law is inadequate. In order to shame its inadequacy, it is necessary to act outside the law. To pursue natural justice. This is not vengeance. Revenge is not a valid motive, it's an emotional response. No, not vengeance. Punishment.
Tonight we have a chance to say, yeah, you're right. We're too extreme, we're too wild, we're too out of control, we're too full of our own shit. Or we have a chance to say, hey, fuck you, you're wrong. Fuck you, we're right. Because you have all made it to the dance. Because believe me, this is the dance. Start the show.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Steel Toe Evening Show. I'm Aaron. I didn't get a haircut today. I know. I'm working on it. Great show tonight. We got a solo one. We're going to go for a couple hours. We're going for two hours and 30 minutes. We're starting a new streak tonight. If you missed it this morning, where were you? We needed you. Statistically, it was all good, but we got our record. We got our goal record snapped. And not just snapped in what was a great show with Keanu, but snapped by 250. Fuck. We got our asses kicked this morning. But like I said, it was a great show. It was a quality program. So you can't really shit on us for that one. But yeah, we got fucking diced up and crushed and fucked and raked over the coals and anything else you want to say. So here's what we're doing tonight. We're making money is what we're doing tonight. We're throwing in a couple of bucks. And then we're knocking this thing out and we're calling it a W. We have a new streak to start. We're going to restart. I checked the record. And the streak was at over 3.5 months of not missing at all. A 3.5 month streak. And I'll tell you this, that's what? 3 or 4 misses a year? I'll take those numbers. So thank you guys very much for that. Evening show crowd, time to prove you kicked the shit out of the morning show crowd. Go nuts. Streamlabs, PayPal, and Venmo are the preferred way. Anyone who throws over $20 in there tonight is getting $50 gift certificates to Stoney's. I said 2 this morning. I don't give a fuck today. However many, anybody who throws in over $20 or more is they're getting the $50 to Stoney's. I'll give them all away tonight. I don't give a fuck. We got to restart the old streak. You know? That's what we're doing. That's my big... People say, what's the goal tonight? The goal is... restart the streak. No Pen 15 Fathead kicking us off with $5 tonight says, sorry I missed this morning, boss. I don't think it would have mattered, buddy. We had people enthralled. Keanu and I had a fucking incredible show today. It was clipped all over the place, I see. Oh my God. Alyssa Clips who changed her name to Alyssa Clips with a Q, which I thought was great. Did an awesome job. Alyssa Clips even clipped us talking about how great she was. So that was fun. I thought that was great. Anytime a clip channel clips a channel talking about how great they are, I'm all for that. I like that kind of shit. Here's what else I'm going to say. YouTube chat. Mods, now that all this stuff, the Ricada stuff is dying down, and I understand, I think our regulars didn't chip in this morning because I think they're kind of tired of it. I really do. So we're going to do Less of that stuff tonight. We'll do a quick update, and then we'll get on to business, because I know the regulars, they support this show. They're where the money is. We're gonna cater to them a little bit this evening. But mods, here's what I'm going to tell you. Since all this stuff is kind of done, if people get obnoxious or cunty or whatever, I'm restoring your full authority to do whatever you think is best in the chat. Now, the Rumble chat has been fucking awesome. The Rumble chat has been great. The YouTube chat, there's a lot of people who they're spurging and losing their minds about me kind of conquering their savior, and they don't like it. And they're more than a little obnoxious. It's just message after message after message. You're terrible. I hate you. I don't like you. You're bad. Yeah, we got it. We understand. You're not a big fan of mine. I think one of those will do. I think we all got it. It's like a middle child syndrome kind of a thing going on. So I'm going to give the mods complete control to do whatever they think is right. I think that's fair. Your guys' call. And then maybe we'll hang out with the YouTube people a little more. No Pen 15 Fathead with $20 says, Stonies, please. All right, No Pen. Let's put your name on one of these. No Pen with everybody who throws in 20 or more tonight is getting themselves $50 to Stonies, which, of course, you can use all year long or at the anniversary show. Funeral director with $2 says, no use for the hat. We've seen what's underneath. It's more just for me. It's acting like more of a hairnet because everything just goes like I don't have enough on the sides to put it behind the ears, but it's also too long to go. It's in that weird growth stage. So I just put the hat on. It covers everything up. It's better that way, funeral director. I'm sorry, bud. Das Optic Nerve with $2 says, let's go, my Negro. You know what? I'm okay with it. I'm good with it. 2:30 is the number tonight. And here's what I'll do. If you guys hit tonight, we'll give you the half hour. And if you make up for yesterday morning, I'll give you an extra hour on top of that. So we could go as much as an hour and a half of overtime today. That's kind of fun. Nick the Milkman with $20 says, how about you send me the one I'm still waiting on with this one too? Those are all out, buddy. So you should be getting that. Ooh, I sent those out last week. You should have those pretty soon. And then Crunchy Cynicism with $20. We're going to throw one out to Crunchy as well. Crunchy says, for Keanu being awesome. People, I tell you what, Keanu is very popular with the Steel Toe crowd, that's for sure. They really like Keanu. 190 is the number tonight. Look at this. The evening show crowd, much kicking the morning show crowd's ass so far. 190 away, and you guys are 5 minutes in. Thank you very much. You guys are doing a sensational job. Again, I've probably got like 6 or 7 more of these for anyone who wants to throw in. So, yeah, if we knock out the 190, we'll do a half hour. If we knock out 250 after that and you guys go fucking bananas, fuck it. We'll go till 10:30 tonight. That sounds like it could get kind of weird on tonight's show. Easy123 says, anyone who saw Keanu 5 years ago know how much of a pig she is. Dude, I don't know what your deal with women in general is, but that's a fucked up take, dude. I kind of feel sorry for people like that. Like, you can't even get worked up by him. It's not even an offensive take on my friend. It's just too much hateration and holleration in your system that you would have that take. I mean, it's unfortunate, but really just for you. Al B says, where is Matt tonight? Working his fucking balls off. Matt says he might be here tomorrow night. We kind of figured he wouldn't be here tonight, though. Nick the Milkman with $5 says, I'll give you this week for it to come in. If not, I'm going to be up your ass. Hope he doesn't mean literally. A man literally up my ass does not sound fun, contrary to what the people who are deranged about this program think. I'm not big on things up the old ass. Sorry, guys. By the way, I am letting the mods run wild. I'm letting them do their thing. I can see that's already bothering people. Sorry, guys. I'm letting my people work for me. They've got my best interests at heart. Elza Belza says Keanu/Kiki is awesome with a Q, of course. A lot of if you don't know the title of tonight's show, Duck and Cover, spelled with a Q, and then a lot of people in the chat using Q words. The reason they're doing that is because I didn't know that I hadn't shared this before, but I read a text from Kayla on the show where she had blackmailed me and said, oh, basically doing that mafia shit, like be ashamed if your ex-wife was to find out that you were doing Molly and, you know, having sex outside of your marriage and having a relationship, extramarital affair is what she said, meaning with her. And you're not invincible. You've got things to lose too. And I was like, really? And somebody in the YouTube comments or on Kiwi Farm said it best. They're like, this is why blackmail never works. Because all you do is you motivate the person to just tattle on themselves. And that's what I did. I just ratted on myself. So when someone went, be ashamed if your ex-wife were to find out, I'm like, all right, well, guess what? She already knows. Now I'm going to tell everybody. If you're going to threaten me. That's what I said. I said, don't threaten me with my kids ever again. Oh, no, I'm not threatening you. I'm just reminding you that you have things to lose. That's threatening someone. That's like, nice house. Be ashamed if it were to start on fire. I'm not threatening you. I'm just saying wood's flammable. That's all. So the Q thing comes from in that email. She said, when you leave, don't say anything about the cover. Qover. And people were like, what's the cover? That's the name she gave to our group of 4 that was swapping it up. I was swapping it up while they were chopping it up. She called it the cover with a Q. So a lot of people doing the Q words, as it were. Long Duck Dong with $5 says, some shekels, sire. Thank you, buddy. We're appreciating the shekel givers tonight. After tonight, we have to restart the streak. We were at 3.5 months, and now we have to restart the streak. So 185 is the number for tonight. Thank you guys very much. Again, anybody who goes to Streamlabs, PayPal, or Venmo and throws in $20 or more, guess what they're getting? $50 to Stoney's. Really great if you plan on coming to the anniversary show. By the way, anniversary show tickets. Links are in the chat. I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to throw that in there for you. There you go. Get your tickets right there. They're going fast. We're already over a third sold out in like a week, which is great. August 10th is the date. Saturday, August 10th, Keanu, Gino, Matt, Johnny, we're talking about bringing Corey up. It's going to be a lot of people. A lot of Steeltopia. Oz is going to be there. We're trying to get Adrian there. The Aristococks are going to show up, and they're going to be part of the roast. And then we're going to have a bunch of people making cameos. It's going to be fun, man. So be sure to get your tickets. Saturday, August 10th. Go ahead and come check us out at Stoney's Bar in downtown Rockville. Thanks for all your support. Honky with $1 says, Nick sounds like a dog thief where the dog escaped, so he messaged the owner that in the event the dog returns to her, he just wants her to know that it was always his intent to return it. Ape escaped. Now, he says ape escaped. That is a theory some people are going with, is that she actually left and that Nick is now like running cover with a Q. Thank you. What's that? Oh, okay. Well, I'll take it. Thank you. You don't have any communicable diseases, do you? Because I'm dirty. I get it. I see what you did there, you fucking guy. I'm clean. I promise. Sid Saraf with 10 gifted memberships. Thank you very much, bud. Appreciate that. Tonight's at 160 already. Remember, if we knock out tonight, we're doing the half hour for you. If we knock out this morning as well, we're doing an extra hour for you. Maybe an hour and a half. Who knows? Thank you, guys. But a lot going on today. Again, I don't want to do the Ricada stuff because it seems like the regular audience, like the blood sports audience, they've always been tourists and they'll just be here for a little bit and they'll go back to whatever they were doing before. They're not going to like the show we do, the topical, silly, funny fucking talk shit. They want fights. They want drama. They want all that. And, we've given it to them for a while. We've done actually a really good job doing that for them for a while. But they'll move on. So we want to take care of the regulars. So we'll get some updates here in a little bit. And then, Mitch says, excuse me, we're the sector, not blood sports. Hey. Wait, now hold on a minute. I will say this. I am sorry. I did not. I realize that it's very weird about the internet where they do this thing where they're really tough and they're like, we'll fuck with anybody. We'll go after anyone. And then you go blood sports. You go, hey, it's the sector, not blood sports. And you'll be like, don't you guys talk a whole lot of shit like to everyone? Shouldn't you be like immune to even like the hardest, like knife in the back, let alone the smallest pinprick? I don't know. That it just seems odd to me. Ozone with $4.99 says, one of your idiotic mods, likely Silverwolf, timed out my main account and banned Victoria, a good chatter. Smart business model, done donating. I trust my mods. Once in a while, we'll do a little jailbreak. But look, man, I trust them. I think they're good. I think they do a good job. I think some of you just I think what happens is a lot of you guys take liberties. Like a lot of you will just write the same thing like every day. You'll just go, I hate Aaron. Aaron sucks. Fucking show sucks. And we all just, like, no offense, guys. Like, we entertain you for a long time. And then we go, all right, we fucking got it. We're good. And then you go, no. I want to fucking say it again. And we're like, sorry, we got to cut you loose. And then you get mad at us. And it's like, you could have just been part of the community instead of spurging out. And it all would have been good. And then you yell at Silverwolf. For God's sake. But Ozone, I do like you. I like Ozone. I think he's good. Silverwolf says, didn't ban Ozone. Victoria was being cunty. Suck it, Ozone. Yeah, I mean, if people are being cunty, I'm sorry, guys. I know some of you aren't from here. But, like, we just like to have a good fucking time on this show. As you know from me, like, the kind of impervious to trolling thing, I don't take a lot of shit seriously. That's like when people get, like, really wound up and fucking crazy about, like, nothing at all. I go, well, just for their own good, just cut them loose because if you don't mind, we're just going to goof on people and have a good time. You seem a little, like if you seem a little too high strung for us, we're probably going to cut you loose. Funeral director with $2 says, canoe is quacking, quanoying, quame, and quay. They have to be C words to begin with for you to put the Q in the, you get it. You'll get there. Thank you very much, Silverwolf. Thank you very much, Funeral Director. We're an even 150 away from tonight. Thank you, guys, very, very much. Take a swigger with my diff with $1.99. Says, if you're being quanty, then go quick rocks. It's going to be really hard with those fucking Q words, man. I'm telling you right now, that's going to take some getting used to. Yeah, I mean, just hang out with us. Have a good time. I mean, life's too fucking short for you to be a fucking twat all the time. Don't you get tired of it? You'd think you would. All right. Quick update. Then we're going to go on to some other stuff. Deeb in the Rumble chat says, evening, boss. Sorry I'm late. I was launching a torpedo. Nobody here is going to fault you for that. We'd rather maybe nothing wrong with keeping it to yourself every once in a while. All right, let's get down to it. Quick update. Apparently today, Nick was convicted of 3 or 4 driving offenses today? Now, I knew about this one, and I thought there was a second one. Like, he got a couple of violations in close succession. So this might not be the only one we hear about in the next week or two. Nick has been driving one of his vehicles, I can't remember which one, with old tabs, not carrying with him proof of insurance, and he hasn't been carrying with his driver's license. So he got busted doing 95 in a 70. Yeah. And he doesn't respond to any of the tickets. He doesn't go to court. He just kind of like he did with April's ticket. He just kind of lets it sit there and fucks off and doesn't do anything about it. And so they just file him as misdemeanors or whatever, traffic offenses. And then he gets convicted of them and they slap him with fines and penalties and they put it on his record. Well, he had like 3 or 4 different offenses on this one, and they just all registered as guilty this morning. He was going about 95 in a 70. I mean, that's fucking moving, right? Also, would not roll down his window when asked in expired insurance 723 displayed tabs. Oh, so we didn't have tabs for 2024. He had expired insurance, and he was driving 96 in a 70 when he was stopped. They clocked him at 96 at a 70. So you can't do that, obviously, but he never responded to anything, so they put it all on his record, which the bad tabs you can't get around. If you got bad tabs, you got bad tabs. But the proof of insurance thing, you can get that knocked off by just sending that in. You just go, oh, I just didn't have it on me. Here it is. Can we knock that off the thing? And now I'll pay the speeding ticket. And you do that. I've done it before. I didn't have my proof of insurance, so I just went to the courthouse. I said, here's my ticket. Here's my proof of insurance. Sorry about that. And they just make you pay the ticket and you're done. But, and this goes a long way to Nick's problems with authority. Nick has this attitude of like a 6th grader when it comes to authority. It's fucking pathetic. He has this thing where all authority is invalid. No, I'm not going to do what you tell me. No. You can't. Just because they have authority, they're always wrong, they're always bad, especially if they have authority and it's against him. He's always right, they're always wrong. You don't understand the nobility of the moves he's making. So I thought this was a perfect encapsulation of his attitude and his inability to think, his inability to rationalize, his inability to make a responsible adult decision and just lash out at anyone he perceives as against them. Visibly fast WB 94, westbound 94 in left lane. Originally, vehicle came up behind me near mile marker 171, traveling above speed limit. I exited off at 171 and then got back on behind vehicle, followed until mile marker 165. Over those 6 miles, vehicle was speeding constant front and same direction, 83 in a 70. Most of the time, just past 15 bridge and sped up front, same direction, 96 in a 70. Locked 93, passing vehicle when stopped. Okay, so we'll get to that part. So people were guessing, westbound 94, where was he driving? My theory is, you don't drive westbound 94 to get to Spicer from our house or to get to our house from Spicer. You don't take 94. You take 23. My guess is he was coming from the cities, and I do know that where he picked up his supply of drugs was in the cities, was in the Minneapolis, St. Paul area. We went out for lunch one time in Minneapolis, and Nick had to go see a client. Did he have to go see a client, or did he have to reload? I don't know, but he left lunch. He left Kayla, April, and I at lunch for like a half hour, and he went off, and he did something, and he came back. Who am I to know? Well, if he's going westbound on 94, that sounds like the way back home. So he's probably heading back from that, and he gets caught doing the 96 and a 70. They stop him. Now, when we're like 6 years old, they teach us when a cop pulls you over, it's yes, sir, no, sir. Like, Nick works like a young inner city black kid who's never been told how to interact with the police. You know how when they have these resisting stories that turn into a shooting and you're like, oh my God, dude, don't argue with the cops. You're going to get tased or something bad's going to, something violent's going to happen. When they're like, don't you touch me. You can't touch me. You blah, blah, blah. The cops are not to be argued. You're not going to win an argument with the cops. They have the authority, the monopoly on force to use it against you. You argue in the courtroom. You know who should know that? A fucking lawyer. So, cop comes to his window. He won't roll down his window. Now, this is the sign of a man very insecure with his own lack of authority and command. Instead of being like, I'm going to roll down my window, I'm not going to be happy about this. Yes, sir. Yep, I understand, sir. But especially if you're going 96 in a fucking 70. If you're going 96 in a 70, you fucked up. You can't cover for that. So he goes to the window, and Nick would not roll down his window when asked, expired insurance, 723 displayed tabs, been stopped and warned for many of these violations before. Upset when given citation, driver said to me. So Nick finally does roll down the window. He gets a citation, and the little fucking baby yells at the cop, "You are absolutely bullshit lying. Fuck off." Drifted over fog yellow line in left lane multiple times too, the cop wrote, just to kind of stick it in a little further. But that, knowing Nick like I do, I can absolutely picture him doing that. Caught dead to rights. Where else have you seen Nick caught dead to rights, doing something illegal, doing something wrong, and he just sits there, bald-faced in front of the world and goes, what's the quote? "You are absolutely bullshit lying. Fuck off." Sounds familiar, doesn't it? In the face of mounting evidence showing that you fucked up and you should probably take responsibility, throw a temper tantrum. Bravo. Bravo. You know what? Keep going, King. You're doing great. You're doing awesome. I mean, really. I would keep doing live streams. I would keep taunting the government. I would keep throwing your baby tantrums. I think you're doing perfect. I don't know. If you have an attorney who's telling you otherwise, I mean, that guy's got to go because he doesn't know what he's talking about. You're fucking killing it, kid. You're doing great. You are absolutely bullshit lying. Fuck off. No way. I bet you. I'm willing to bet. And I don't know this. I'm willing to bet that Nikki's mommy babied him and gave him everything and never criticized Nick at all. Because Nick's attitude with that cop is very much of a little boy who mommy always told him he was good and everybody else was bad. You're absolutely bullshit lying. Fuck off. Mom says I never do anything wrong. Keep going, buddy. Matter of fact, go for a drive. You know what you should do? You should do a live stream where you hit the pedal down to the floor like you're a 16-year-old douchebag. You should do a stream where you do that. What's that? Oh, fuck. Looks like I'm late to the party. So that's the only update I have for you today. That and our show today got clipped to shit. Thank you to Alyssa Clips and Stalin and everyone else who supports this show by putting clips out there. We appreciate it. And then also this morning's show with Keanu, if you want to check it out. Oh, they're saying, okay, NJ Ranger says it's Stallion. Okay, thank you. Stallion. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Somebody pretending to be Rekieta Law says, if you had any balls, you would stand up to authority. There's a difference between standing up to authorities. I do like when people pretend to be other channels, though. That is funny. If there's a difference between standing up to authority and throwing baby fucking temper tantrums at a moment where you can't win. Oh. By the way, funeral director with $2 says fast cars and drugs, rockstar punk life, respect. Well, yeah, but rockstar punks don't go, you're fucking lying, fuck off, you're a bullshit liar. The rockstar thing to do is just go, all right, yeah, fucking ticket, whatever, I wipe my ass with these, that's cool. There you go, you pay the ticket, and you just keep driving like a fucking asshole. That's what you do. Oh, yeah, and you guys are spelling it wrong. Mitch has it right. Nick with a Q, Rekieta with a Q. Guys, do it right. Do it right. Aaron got pulled over and called a cop boss, remember? Yep. I didn't like what happened in mine, so I said, it's your world, boss. It sucks, but that's how it works. Triple N says, any more fight plans? Yeah, John DiCaprio and I are going to do something. I'm going to talk to Cheetos tomorrow. We're going to see if we can get it done at the anniversary show, but probably not. I'm thinking late August. And I also got to find an opponent for Kevin Scampoli. And then I need other people to reach out to me if they want to be on the card, and we'll get them on there as well. It's, we got a lot of fun shit coming up. A very smart guy says, fight Red Bar. No. Do you know how unfair? That would be fucking awful if I fought Red Bar. What the hell is the matter with you? Mr. Me with $5 says, oh, little Nicky thinks he's a cool guy doing $1.20. He's a real bad boy now. Yeah. His mommy told him so. He's a bad boy at 42. Thank you very much. Alex Jones says, thanks for letting me keep this cash out of the public eye. No problem, Alex. Alex throws us $150. Guess what that means, guys? It's already another win for the toe. It's already another win for the toe. So you guys have gotten a half hour of overtime just for knocking out tonight. And thank you, Alex Jones. And now we're going to put $250 on the clock from this morning for 45 more. There we go. Restart the streak. All right. There it is. Links are in the chat. Streamlabs, PayPal, Super Chats, etc. Go ahead. Do what you'd like. If you guys knock out this morning, we'll just hand you the morning show's extras, if you will. Nick, the milkman, with $20. I'm throwing him another Stoney's gift card. Everybody over $20 tonight gets a Stoney's. I'm feeling generous. Nick, the milkman, with $20 says, aren't you glad you got away from this cunt with a Q and aren't getting cocked with a Q anymore? With a Q, congratulations, you made the right move. Yeah, it's been the right way to go, I believe. Also, we've got, oh my God, are we busy tonight? Boy, the evening show audience really wanted to fuck up the morning show audience. Helgi with $5 says the worst part about the Q bit is that queso is still spelled the same. I mean, yeah. No Pen 15 Fathead with $2 says I want to fight K Fallen. Oh, we could have listener fights too. Rusty Grammar with $9.99 says, pastor warning, anything you say can and will be used against you in the next sermon. He's right, you know. That pastor reading us fucking Galatians, kicking the shit out of us. Right between the eyes. Triple N says, I like that Kayla was concerned with the branding of your polycule. I mean, it does show that she cared about it, right? You know, she's like, I want us all to raise 8 kids together. And I'm like, you know, it would just be me raising 8 children by myself. I'd be a single dad. We saw what happened when I left that place. What happened with the 5 kids? They were stinky and hungry. I wasn't making spaghetti. I wasn't making SpaghettiOs. I wasn't doing any dishes. I wasn't cleaning off the table. The house went to fucking shit. So I'm really glad I got out of the cover, as it would, with a Q. Remember to spell it right, Kino Casino, when you talk about it. Because I would have been a single father of 8. Well, 5. My ex-wife would have fucking had my kids out of there the first minute they came back crying, going, it's fucking insane and they're crazy people. So, single father of 5. No, thank you. The Chugi Show with $1.99 says, would you ban Nick if he showed up in the chat? No. No. You talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. That's what he should be doing right now, is just talking and talking and talking. Absolutely. AFG says, this morning, Aaron said we should stupidly give our money to him. His words. No, you should give stupid amounts of money to me, or stupidly give your money. Either one. FKA Mommy with $1.99 says, let me know when you're single again. I don't know. You know, I don't think you and I are going to work. I'll be honest. I don't know if you and I think it's oil and water. to be quite honest. Dr. Chow, the Mega G. We got to have Dr. Chow. Remind me of this. We have Dr. Chow as a co-host when Matt can't make it. Chow should be the guy. You should get DeVito out there to box on the card. Ray DeVito on the card? That would be great. That would move the needle, right? Dr. Chow says, "Mommy so thirsty." I will say this. Mommy is not in the cards. How's that? Kyle Broflovsky says, "Is your side piece doing well?" It's not side piece. It's slam piece. Get it right. Slam piece is her name. Not side piece. Side piece, guys, is disrespectful. You're talking, now you're confused. That's April and Nick. That's what's left of the cover, the broken cover. Mine is slam piece. Very different. See, I can still do the slamming. I'm not geeked up on stimulants. It's the subtle differences that make these things work. All right, guys, let's get into some things. By the way, thank you to Keanu. Keanu let me know this afternoon that Patrick Melton was absolutely seething on his show today about Steel Toe doing pretty fucking well lately. I have to say, hearing Melton's mask kind of slip, I always love when I hear about that, because I've always said he is an insecure fat man, and we know this. And he's putting on a character, and he doesn't like hearing that without Steel Toe he'd be nothing, but it's true. I mean, we're kind of in charge of things over there. And to hear that he was losing his mind today and shouting about how I'm going to get it all back and I'm going to fuck it, that does just warm my heart. He shouldn't do that. It makes me too happy. Maybe he's trying to kill me. I don't know. Trucker 18 Wheeler with $2 says, "You skipped 2 super chats, you cunt," with a Q. All right. I got the I want to fight K Fallen. He was Trucker 18 Wheeler with $2. He was going from the cities to your house for April. Oh, is that what it was? Carlos Cameo with $4.99 says, "Submit yourself to every ordinance of man for the Lord's sake." And he changed his Bible verse to a Q from a K. Peter 2:13, "And don't do cocaine." See, you change your C's and K's into Q. You got the nature of this thing. Nick the Milkman with $5 says, "Fuck a slam piece. She's a nice slice." Oh, slam piece is a nice slice. I think Slam Piece and I might go to, what's the fucking really good pizza place in Minneapolis after Colin Quinn? We might go grab some pizza afterwards. I'm not really sure. So we'll get a nice slice. I think we're going to do our drinking up here, though. Otherwise, like, drinking in Minneapolis is fine, but, like, unless you get a hotel or something, it's just like, okay, who has the least, and can you drive home? And it's fucking pain in the ass. Thank you, Nick the Milkman. Thank you, Carlos. We appreciate that. You guys are 2:15 away from knocking out this morning's goal and getting yourself 45 more minutes of overtime. Kyle Broflovsky, becoming a member for 24 months, says, "Heil Aaron." Heil Aaron's side piece, Keanu. Keanu is not my side piece. Keanu is my good buddy Gino's lady, and they are a lovely couple. As a matter of fact, I forgot the invitation here. Or I forgot the invitation upstairs, rather. I got my invitation to Gino and Keanu's wedding today. I was so excited about it. As a matter of fact, why don't we call this motherfucker and discuss it with him? Uh-oh. Come on. Hurry up. Come on. There we go. Let's see if he wants to I want to let him know that we got his invitation today. Also, 2:15 away from this morning's goal. You guys, the evening show audience, especially Alex Jones. Wow. Thank you guys so much. I don't think Gino's going to answer.
Your call has been...
Boogers. He'll call back later. They always call back later. All right, guys, let's get into some news and some other shit. We updated you on drama. We'll play a Gino rant later. I guess Gino texted me today, and he said, yeah, I I kind of went off on April today. And I went, really? He said, yeah. He goes, I lost my mind a little bit yelling at April. And I was like, all right, I'll go check it out. And I went and watched on compoundmedia.com. Get your subscription. Use the promo code compound20. I pay $8.99 a month for fucking Compound, or $8.50 a month, I think, for Compound. And it's more than worth it. You get Anthony's show, Chrissy's show, Gino's show. It's great, man. What do you pay for YouTube Prime or Premium or whatever the fuck it is? And that's just for no ads on YouTube. And sometimes they sneak them in, right? Get Compound. You get Gavin McInnes on there once a week. It's worth the money. But Gino did. Gino went the fuck off today. It was pretty good, man. It was pretty good. We'll play it during overtime today. I promise. All right, let's get into some news. This is, you guys can play the game if you want to. I'll read the headline. You guys can guess, but that's not why I brought up this story. I really just brought up this story because it has to do with workplace violence. And I think a lot of people live vicariously through workplace violence stories. It also has to do with a company that's not doing very well. And this is kind of the last thing they need. Red Lobster, you're familiar. They're either teetering on the edge of bankruptcy or they may actually file for bankruptcy. They're closing stores, closing restaurants. They've had a lot of problems. I guess the endless shrimp thing was a bust. It cost them a fortune, just people coming in and guzzling shrimp. Well, one of the employees was arrested for pistol whipping their manager and then robbing the restaurant. Why you need to bring a gun to your job waiting tables at Red Lobster, I don't know. But so far, I've not seen any good reason for bringing one. Let's go ahead and check this out. This is, I believe, West Palm Beach, Florida. I'm not going to give you the name of the person who did it because it makes the whole thing unfair if we're playing the guessing game. Off we go. Uh-oh. Oh, we've just got the cam footage. So what the fuck? So as an employee of the joint, you just come in, stick a gun in somebody's face, and then you rob the joint. Hold your manager up at gunpoint, and they're now just going through the safe. The manager opened the safe, and now they're just emptying. Well, I mean, you got to think a restaurant, shitloads of cash waiting to be deposited. Oh, fuck. Are they making out with a nice amount, too? I mean, if you can get away with it, this is not a bad idea. I mean, it's remarkably illegal. I get that part, but this is not a terrible idea to rob a restaurant, knock off a Red Lobster especially. I mean, it's going to be a lot of small bills, but it looks, I mean, that bag is filling up pretty fucking quick. When's the pistol whipping? I mean, if they're cooperating, do you really have to jack them in the head with a pistol? Or did he, or did they hit them at the beginning of the robbery to get the compliance? Oh God, look at that. Just trays and trays, cash register after cash register after cash register, loaded with money. That is a nice haul, dude. Look, you can say it's stupid to do something like this because you're going to get caught no matter what, but not a bad target to pick to knock off. But you don't shit where you eat. You don't rob your own workplace. How do these surveillance cameras not have audio, by the way? And this is really troubling. I want to watch violent crime, and I want to watch it in a full immersive experience. I don't want to just see a little bit of it because now I have to narrate. Have we seen a pistol whipping yet? It'd be real. I mean, this person would really be a piece of shit if they pistol whipped them after they just helped them load all that money. If there was a pistol whipping at first that we didn't see, then, okay, you shock them into compliance a little bit. But, I mean, they help you put all the money in and then you whack them in the head with a gun. That's kind of a dick move. We've only got 24 seconds left. Okay, forcing them down on the floor. Keeping them down on the floor. Didn't look like they got pistol whipped there. Don't call the cops or I'll fucking kill you, bitch. That's probably what the... Oh, look at that. Ah, he slipped on the grease on the kitchen floor. How great would it have been if they just would have fell right there and just whacked their head on the sink? 3-time convicted felon from Broward County was arrested at his Lauderhill home Thursday for a violent armed robbery in April at the Red Lobster he worked at in West Palm Beach. Great job, by the way, by Red Lobster for hiring a 2-time felon, or 3-time, I guess, in this case. Great work. Awesome job. I mean, isn't that what you want to do? Don't you want to be the one who gives someone a second, well, third, I guess in this case, 4th chance? Don't you want to be the someone who gives that 4th chance to somebody? Aren't you an altruistic person? I mean, who wants skip over that fucking college student who's never got so much as a parking ticket? Pick the 3-time convicted felon. They deserve a chance. You know, there's people like that. There's people who are like, no matter how much the evidence is stacked against them, they're still going to go, no, this person deserves another chance. Like, at what point are you inviting a boa constrictor into your home and giving them unfettered access? Like, are you allowed then to be mad when they squeeze the life out of you? I think not. If you get a 3-time felon and you make them come to a building where there's massive amounts of money exchanging hands every day, it's kind of a scorpion and frog thing. Can you be that mad when they rob you? West Palm Beach police said at around 11:30 p.m. on April 14th, right around the time Nick got caught speeding and threw a temper tantrum at the police officer, a masked man broke into the closed restaurant and held 2 employees at gunpoint in the office. According to police, the robber held the gun to the manager's head, pistol whipped her, and forced her to open the safe. So it was at the beginning. The robber, well, I mean, we watched the video. It did work, at least. They get an undisclosed amount of cash into a duffel bag and snatched the manager's iPhone 15 before taking off. Let's see if we can see the pistol whipping this time. Because I don't think I saw it the first time. Oh, maybe they did it off camera. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. They must have done the pistol whipping over here off camera because I didn't see it. I mean, I guess, you know, can't argue with the guy's methods. Got what he wanted. But yeah, it's like you're using your voice and, you know, they kind of know your build and your look and they know the tone of your voice if you work there. It's a dumb fucking move. Don't shit where you eat. You could have got away with it too. But I guess a guy who's already been convicted, what was it, 3 times of a felony? Not a thinker. Actually, when the police arrested him at his house, he wouldn't even open up his door. He said, "No, you're bullshit lying. Fuck you." And then they had to use a battering ram. I mean, it was a real asshole move on the guy's part. $2 from the Burnside says, so Gino and Keanu get $100. Goal is down by 20. I don't know what that means. You're going to have to repeat yourself. I don't understand the math here. Yeah, I pay Gino and Keanu nice now for every show they do. We just gave Johnny a raise. We're building our war chest back up here so we can, you know, so we can have a nice little cushion. And then I think we're probably going to go down. I know we lowered it by 20 today. Didn't matter. But we're looking at between 20 and 50 a show for being able to lower it. Trucker 18-wheeler with $3 says, read my super chats, you cunt with a Q. I fucking did, dude. You've got to relax. I didn't. I read the one about April. $5. Here you go. Sounds like a great drug addict, even better lawyer. What a mess up. Well, there you go. Now I read them all. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm sorry that I fucked that up. By the way, we are 2:10 away from this morning's goal. We're going to give you an extra 45 minutes of overtime if you want to knock that one out. And then I'm going to tell you right now, I think if we knock that one out, I'm saying that the streak is still alive because it still got hit. That I make the rules. That's the good part about being the host. You can change the rules in the middle of the game. It's fun. And then people who don't like you lose their fucking mind over it. And it's all made up bullshit anyway. You shouldn't care. So if we knock out that, what is it, 205 now? 210. 210. If we knock that out, Helgi says 210 is Aaron's personal weight goal. I mean, yeah. 215, 210. Yeah, right around there. If we knock that out, we're calling the streak still alive. And I already see there's people in the chat going, no, it doesn't count. You understand, I'm fucking with you. I'm having fun with you. It doesn't matter. Stop being on guard all the time. It's a fucking internet, silly, wacky morning zoo program. Relax. You don't need to go, no, that's bullshit. It doesn't count as the streak. I wouldn't even bring it up if it didn't work so well on you. Just fucking calm down. Really is like, look, like, you're too easy. I'm sorry. All right, let's continue on. Lots of stories today, lots of news. I know a lot of our regulars are getting tired of the gossip and all that shit. So we're going right back into the old stuff. Chef Lou F. Word says, dude, I'm telling you, 5K at the most was all he got. Yeah, but, I mean, 5K in one robbery is pretty good. I mean, I'm not saying robbery is a, make $500,000 a year business, but let's say you knock off 2 places each weekend. If you're getting $5,000 a weekend, that's what you're making, about $250 a year. That's not a bad game, the robbery game. Short money though. You got to make your money and then get the fuck out. Otherwise, they kind of start to look for you. But I don't know. Are you turning your nose up at 5K, especially when you didn't earn it and all you had to do was pistol whip a bitch and steal it from her? Are you getting mad at the 5K? Packerbacker says lots of black people dine at Red Lobster, Aaron. Probably safer being armed. How dare you? How dare you? Do a lot of black people eat at Red Lobster? I guess they do, because I suppose. I didn't know that was a thing. We also have a story out of Rochester, Minnesota. This one is fun. I've often said that when it comes to police, teachers, and daycare workers, they should really be more like the military in that there should be tours of duty. No teacher should be in one classroom longer than like 3 or 4 years, especially if it's elementary school or middle school. They'll lose their fucking mind. Daycare workers, same thing. Shouldn't be working in the same place for more than 2-3 years. Soldiers, they have them do tours of duty. Cops, they don't have them walk the same beat for too long. They're worried that their mind will get to them and the psychology of the job will fuck them up. I don't think teachers and daycare workers are immune to that either. Look, case in point, this next one out of Minnesota. Go ahead.
A 26-year-old Pipestone woman is in custody after allegedly attacking a toddler with a pizza cutter.
Do you think people are born to take a pizza cutter to a toddler's face? Well, I've seen some of you in chat. Maybe you are. But for the most part, no. People in the real world are not just born with the ability to take a pizza cutter and just start slicing a 2-year-old with it. It's something that you learn over time working with 2-year-olds. You work at a daycare long enough, you lose your fucking shit from all the crying and the not sleeping and the shitting their pants. And it's easy if it's your kid, unless you're the Riquetas, because you love them and you want to take care of them. But if they're not your children, at some point, you snap. And it's not like daycare worker is good enough money where you're like, it's fine if they don't take a nap and they cry all day, or they have shitty problems that I don't give a fuck about, or they shit their pants. It's fine because I'm making $175,000 a year. No, you're making shit money. It sucks. It's awful. You're probably young, so you don't have the patience that most parents do, so you lose it. And if we don't get you the fuck out of there at a decent time, after, again, like 18 to 24 months, you're going to lose your fucking shit, and you're going to be sitting there with a Totino's party pizza, looking at the children waiting for snack time, and you're about to go to the cheap $2 Totino's party pizza when finally you just hear, but I don't want pepperoni. And you turn around and just start cutting the fucking kid. It's not right. but I can see it happening. We need to start changing the rules with these daycare workers.
This happened Thursday inside a Rochester daycare center. Local police say officers were called to the KinderCare off Greenview Place Southwest at about 2:45 p.m. on a report of a fight between two employees. They soon discovered an employee had cut the other employee's toddler with a pizza cutter.
Right. Get them the fuck out of there. You gotta... They're, like I said, they're going to snap.
The child was taken to a local hospital for treatment, and their condition hasn't been released. Police say the suspect will likely be charged with felony assault.
What are you in for? 26 grams of drugs. What are you in for? I took a pizza cutter to a 2-year-old. Why? Wouldn't go down from a nap? Oh. Well, I was going to fuck you in the ass, but you had a good reason. Brad Sabbath with 199 says, I've been away. Where's April? Brad, you might want to sit down for a while. You might want to grab something to drink and maybe do a quick Google search. It's, let me just say, buddy, it's a lot. It's a lot. I don't know if we have, what do we have? About an hour and a half? I don't really think we have time to get into it, my man. I don't think we're going to be able to update you on the whole thing. You might just, this might be a do your own research kind of a thing. Oh man. Where is Kiki's friend, says Mr. Nobody. What the fuck? I think Keanu's on the job. I think she's figuring it out. Not Gino anymore. We'll play Gino in overtime today. Woo! He was mad. Carlos Cameo says April died at sea. Hulkamasha Baby says, Brad, just listen to any show in the last 4 weeks. It'll come up. Exactly. Freaky Deaky says, if you four were a hockey team, you'd be the caption with a Q. Loaded Wrench says, we're on season 5, episode 2 already. Aaron? Yeah, we're a ways in. We've already had the red wedding and all that shit. Alan Powell, the real AP, says, you said fingering. Did I? Oh, Alan Powell, you're going to learn whenever I'm funny like that, it's usually accidental. Super Happy Fun Time says, just watch Red Bar. He does a good job of breaking things up. Yeah, go watch Red Bar. He'll fill you in on the whole thing. Oh, by the way, we're getting Jules her Stoney's tank top. We're going to send her a small and a medium. I'll go on redbarradio.net. I'll grab the address, and we'll get those sent out to her this week. Thank you, Red Bar, for the contribution to the show. Jay Warren says Red Bar is pooping. Yeah, but the nice thing about Red Bar pooping is that he doesn't even have to take a break from his show to do it, which is nice. Brad Savage with 199 says Google it. Google, and it said you did coke with kids around. Oh, didn't we all? Didn't we? Not with kids around. Like, they weren't like, Jesus Christ, Brad, you fucking psycho. No, but... yeah, we some naughty things were done. Again, if you go and Google it, it's a fucking ride, bro. It's a ride, Brad. Let's go ahead and check out. We got more Caitlin Clark stuff. Caitlin is getting the fucking shit beat out of her. And the weird thing, Kip Smith says, been a member for a long time, never had an issue, then immediately timed out for my usual agree. Hey, who's timing out Kip Smith? I like Kip Smith. I'm going to go unban him. Hey, mods, don't be retarded. I gave you your authority back. Don't fuck it up and ban my friends. I like that guy. He's all right. There's a difference between ball busting and, like, rampant autism where someone writes the same fucking thing all the time and it makes it harder for other people to chat. It's a big difference. Where's my boy? Hold on. Let's go find my boy here and get him back in there. Numero uno Josh Denny fan. I want him back in there. Indus Buzz. I want him back in there. I like Toonses. Toonses is good. I want Victoria back in there. Oh, let's see who else I want in there. I want Citizen M back in there. I don't see you I don't see you banned, buddy. I'm sorry. I don't see Kip Smith banned. By the way, 2,500 new subs in the last few weeks. Thank you guys very, very much. And thank you for those subs continuing to go up. You guys are awesome, man. I appreciate the support of this show. You guys are pretty great. But as far as this Caitlin Clark thing goes, oh, and by the way, Colorado Rob, thank you for becoming a Baby Boot member. Appreciate that. By the way, boys and girls, we missed this morning. We're at 210. You've already knocked out tonight's goal. The evening show audience has been awesome. If we don't knock out the rest of the 210, what we'll do is we'll take the difference from tonight, put it towards tomorrow's goal. You guys will still get credit for it. Thank you very much. But if we knock out that 210 from this morning, guess what? We're giving you an extra 45 minutes on top of the 30. Pest with 199 says, hey, you're that corner chair guy. No, you got the wrong guy, dude. Sorry. Los Federales with $2 says we have too many mods. Time to shorten that list. That might not be a bad idea either. Maybe update our mods list a little bit. I'm looking. Some of these people I like, though. They're pretty good. They're pretty good. I think everybody we've got on the ban list has been, super cunty. There's only like 7. There's 7 of them on there. And they're all, they've all just kind of been the same thing all the time. Just like, I hate this. Why is this so bad? You're banging your head against a brick wall. I don't if it's so bad, like, you don't have to, I don't want to torture you, you poor thing. You're only hurting yourself, for Christ's sake. The Caitlin Clark thing. When is the WNBA going to be a fucking legitimate sports league? Enough. Either it's racism or these girls are fucking pussies, one of the two. Because if this was a real sport, then the minute one of these bitches clobbered your number 1 draft pick and the future of your franchise, you'd be in there kicking the fucking shit out of them. You think the Lakers are going to let LeBron just go through the lane and get hacked to pieces? No. They're going to start fighting. I really think because this chick is a successful and really popular white basketball player, a lot of her own black teammates are going black over team. I do. I think a lot of Caitlin Clark's teammates see it as they're jealous of her. She's that white bitch. And I think that's why they don't get her back, because she ends up on her ass so many times during the game. And they're obvious flagrant fouls. They're smacking her in the head. They're just giving her forearms to the ground. They're not even going for the ball. And her teammates just look the other way or just pick her up off the court or whatever. How about fucking throw a punch one of these times? These are obvious cheap shots. But I do think there's an element of she makes more money than us. She's more popular than us. And yes, I'll say it, she's white. That's a big part of the problem that some of these people have. Let's go ahead and watch the latest example from either last night or 2 nights ago. This is Caitlin Clark going to the basket. And the foul here is not even, the defender's not even trying to go for the ball. And none of Caitlin Clark's teammates get her back.
Clark, hammer. 3 Sky players coming over. At the top, the official is pointing to his head here.
So the official's going to call it a flagrant foul, which is the right call, because we'll see in the replay here, she just went for her head. It was clearly head hunting. But none of her teammates get in her face. None of her teammates, let her know physically that shit ain't okay. It's just bullshit.
And I think they're going to look at this. To review it. The foul, I believe, to
Watch
Angel
this.
Reese. Yep.
Look at that. Just clocked her, and that was not going for the ball at all. Just clocked her right in the head. No fucking reason other than she got beat off the dribble. And it's just this little, little white girl who makes more money than us and was a higher draft pick. We're going to beat the shit out of her. But I'm starting to really get annoyed at her teammates, because I feel like they're sending her a message, too, that they don't have her back. Because there should be some fucking fights over this stuff. Either that or the WNBA is just not a real sport, which I guess could be it, too.
to review it. The foul, I believe, to
Watch
Angel
this.
Reese.
Boom.
Yep,
Just
across
right in the head.
and they
The ball was way past her already.
will go to the monitor to review this one. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's just a fucking clothesline.
I think it'll be upgraded here.
Yeah, it's a flagrant foul. Good. But the fact that nobody gets in her face, nobody confronts her, nothing. Zero. It's just, it really makes me wonder. That's all. It makes me wonder. She's the ladies' version of the longest yard, says Loaded Runch. Yeah, maybe she's got to start cunt punting people to get the message across. I don't know. Alan Powell says, honestly, the WNBA would be dope if they had fights like in hockey. That's probably what you should do. Like, if your number one draft pick, again, the future of your franchise, if she does well, your team does well, you all make more money. If you see her getting clotheslined in the fucking head, take that other person's head off, for God's sake. Slampy says it's women basketball. Maybe it's God's way of telling the white woman to go back to the kitchen and breed. Hey, who let Harrison Butker in here, God damn it? I told him to fucking chill. Return Trip says Clark needs to fight back instead of being a pussy. You know what? You might be right on that. Yeah. I mean, if her teammates aren't going to help her out, maybe she's going to have to help herself. Poignant Pachyderm says, why did he look to the right apprehensively when he said that? Is his rebound/relapse there? I look to the right when you're getting a little way into your body language shit. Should I not do that? Should I not look that way when I talk ever? Should I look this way? Painkiller with $2 says Melton is sniping but too scared to show his face. Melton should be sniping. I'm his meal ticket. I'm the only reason the guy has an audience. Again, 30 people before he started watching me. He should. Hey, Pat, nice to see you, buddy. Why didn't you go out and just, like, clown Stuttering John? The fact that you didn't even say anything. I mean, look, I'm not on Stuttering John's side of that. He looked like a fucking psychopath, but it was just two retards, and neither of them did the right thing. And again, I heard Patrick was having a little bit of a meltdown over the old toe today. I got to be honest with you, buddy. I don't really worry about what you're doing. I mean, it's mostly because you've just garnered a bunch of people that didn't get enough attention from me, so they came to you. Enjoy my dregs. It's I hope it's actually making you a little bit of money. I mean, I'm glad I can be your basically, I guess, your sugar daddy in a way. But show your face. Don't be a bitch. Thank you, Painkiller, for the $2. I appreciate it. Very nice of you. Appreciate all of you throwing in a shitload of money tonight. Very cool. $200 away from this morning, where we'll throw in another 45 minutes. Jesus Christ, you guys have been great. You've already knocked out today, or tonight, I mean. We're going to do an extra 30 for you for that. And we did say anybody who throws in 20 or more on Streamlabs, PayPal, or Venmo is going to get $50 to Stoney's. We'll send it right out to you. But I don't, as far as the Caitlin Clark thing goes, somebody said it perfect with the longest yard reference. If her teammates aren't going to, stop picking her up off the floor and drop some of the people who are dropping her so it doesn't fucking happen anymore. But if that doesn't happen, she's just going to have to start fighting back herself. That's all. This next one is, I'm really sorry if you're like a hypochondriac, or if you're one of those people who watches the news and gets scared of every fucking thing you see. Remember when every parent thought that their kid was going to poison themselves with laundry detergent for a good 3 months one year? 4 years ago or so? The Tide Pod challenge thing. One kid ate a Tide Pod and he vomited up one of his kidneys and died. And then everyone was like, oh, the new fad that's sweeping the nation, the Tide Pod challenge. And they got Gronk to do a PSA about not eating Tide Pods and not eating laundry detergent. When you have to get a guy who's clinically retarded to tell the rest of the country not to be retarded, maybe it's just time to let people go. Maybe the great Tide Pod thing could have been a good experiment. I think we should have encouraged people to eat them. Because the people who said no are going to be the smart, rational people anyway, and the people who do it are going to be way too open to suggestion. You know what? If that's the case, maybe I would have never ended up marrying April. How old was she then? That's just before we met. Might have lost her to that one. Especially if Nick says it helps you handle stress well. Because you know what people all geeked out on Coke do well? Handle stress. They do a great job of it. Dumbest damn smart guy I know. Well, this next story is going to have you checking all of your burritos probably until you're 50, 60 years old. Have you ever been to a Qdoba? I don't know where they have these. They must have them all throughout the Midwest, but we got a couple in our area. It's just a good burrito place. It's like it's an alternative to Chipotle, basically. And somebody in Milwaukee found a razor blade in their burrito. Now, I find this hard to believe. To me, this is a finger in the Wendy's chili kind of a thing. Remember the person who said that there was a finger in their Wendy's chili, and it turned out they just had a finger laying around, as people do, and they put it in their Wendy's chili looking to make a quick buck? You watch these motherfuckers make your burrito at places like Qdoba and Chipotle. Like, you've got an eye on them. It's not like they can just slip a razor blade into the burrito. So I think this is some dickhead trying to make a little money. But let's see. You know what? Let's hear them out. Let's see how honest we think that they are. And if you are lying, suck a dick, because like this whole business probably has to shut down. People lose wages. The business loses money. You're a fucking asshole if you fake
The Milwaukee man who found a razor blade in his Qdoba burrito is speaking out tonight. 12 News broke the story earlier this week. As 12 News' Zoe Henry reports, the restaurant at Brady and Warren is currently shut down.
Still. So it's still shut down because this guy, well, how hard is it to check the dishes that you carry all your ingredients in and go, they have razor blades in them? No. All right, we're good. Open the place. You have to put metal detectors in.
You hear stories of Halloween with apples that have razors in them. I never dreamed I'd have a burrito with a razor in it.
That's the guy? Yeah, he's full of shit. 100% full of shit right off the bat. We don't even need to go any further with this one. This guy's a liar. And by the way, the razor blade apples thing never happened either. That was another old wives' tale about some bullshit. Nobody ever had a razor blade in their apple. You can't put a razor blade in an apple without it being remarkably obvious. You have to push the razor blade into the apple. God, people are dumb.
Scott Seward ordered 2 pork burritos at the Q.
I'll say Scott Seward is the perfect name for him. Scott with a Q, by the way. By the way, Qdoba would have worked perfectly for the cover. It should have been the official burrito place of the cover. The Q in Qdoba works nicely.
Qdoba on Brady Street on Halloween in 2023.
The first pork burrito I finished in the store was delicious.
He says this
guy's a fucking no. Nope. Full of shit. Attention whore to the max. I don't know if I just, it takes one to know one kind of thing. I don't know, but the first one I finished in the store. I ate it right away. Yeah, you just fucking shoveled it in there. Did you let your teeth get a crack at it? First one, I ate it right away. Nobody should eat 2 Qdoba burritos. Oh, is Patrick still watching? Sorry. That's breakfast. I didn't mean to shame anyone. Now I feel he's a sensitive guy. I feel bad now.
Second burrito he ate at home had an extra ingredient.
I reached in my mouth, I pulled out this razor blade, and I could not believe my eyes.
You're lying. If you would have told me it was cum, I would have believed you. You look like the type. But a razor blade? Fuck off. Nobody who's working at Qdoba and goes, you know what I'm doing today? I'm shoving deadly objects inside the food so I can cut somebody's mouth all to shit. No, nobody's doing this.
Seward called the Milwaukee Health Department. According to the health department, they took the razor Seward found back to Qdoba and compared it to a bag cutting tool at the store.
And?
The department says it was a match.
Fuck. Damn it. So the bag cutting tool might have fallen in there by accident. Shit, I really wanted this guy to be a liar. He seems like such a doofus. Again, I guess takes one to know one. I really thought this guy was going to be totally full of shit, and I was 100% wrong. Fuck.
Seward says he also emailed Qdoba's corporate offices. Their response came days later and said, in part, it would offer 2 free meals. Do you wish he would?
Oh, no. See, you're not supposed to take that because then you can't sue him. Don't take the 2 free meals. What do we got going?
From Buzzy.
Oh, my God. Is this the real Buzzy?
That's right. You're talking with the buzzard.
Buzzard Bob, how you been? But I don't think this is the real Buzzard Bob.
I've been doing mighty fine myself. I'm the real deal.
Nope.
You're trucking with the buzzard.
This is not my Buzzard Bob. Not at all. Not in the least. First of all, the phone number and where the phone number's from, I don't buy it. You're not my Buzzard.
I'm calling you from my burner phone. Calm down there. What do you think? I'm running some kilos or something?
Yeah. See, that's not Buzzard Bob.
How about 26 grams worth?
All right, whoever this is, wonderful Buzzard Bob impression.
Now listen.
No.
Listen, my buddy, he's got you lined up there. You ready for it?
Tell me who you really are.
You go! You go! You go! You go!
See, I was just going to let him go. I like that when you call him out right away and they're like, fuck. And then he just kind of yelled something overmodulated. I like when you get to call him out like that. That did not work out the way that guy wanted it to. But I appreciate someone who does a Buzzard Bob reference and then a 26 grams reference. That was good. But I wish he just would have been honest and told us who he was. I would have liked to get to know that guy. He's got talent. Oh, well.
Would have gotten a better response from the company itself.
You know, as an owner, I would have personally called whoever and talked with them and explained how sorry I was. And
why are we doing this interview from a dark room in a child's bedroom with the shades drawn? Like, that looks like a little, like, almost like a wrought iron bed frame for a little kid's bed. And he's just sitting in the dark talking to the news. I don't trust this guy. I mean, if it's a blade that matches one of their bag openers, then fuck, I guess. Yeah, maybe it fell in by accident. But this guy seems like a scam artist to me.
Find some way of making it up.
This week, when Qdoba's licensing renewal came up, the Milwaukee Common Council decided to close its doors for 10 days.
Boys mess up sometimes, okay? That's the world we live in. It happened to me, and I'll never be able to eat at another Qdoba again.
Oh, you
Seward
pussy.
adds.
By the way, he has himself, if you see on the StreamYard or whatever they're using, or the Zoom, he lists himself as Screamin' Scott. Like, this is a gimmick. This guy's putting on a performance. I feel like this is a ripoff. This guy's being a ripoff artist. He's enjoying this too much. I don't trust him at all. This is bullshit. Do you know how rare these actual fast food places fucking with people stories are actually true?
Eat at another Qdoba again.
Seward adds he's just blessed he didn't swallow the razor. In Milwaukee.
Yeah, that's really funny, and that's really weird. You felt it in there, and you just spit it out harmlessly. It's crazy how that happens.
Zoe Henry, WISN 12 News.
At the Milwaukee Common Council meeting earlier this week, the owner of the Qdoba admitted the incident was serious and that they now use scissors to open food bags. The Brady Street Qdoba location will reopen June 21st.
I don't know. I don't buy it. I know it matches the bag opener, but that guy just seems like such a fucking asshole. Soft Weekly with $2 says, you know, it's never good when you have to advertise you're sniping someone. It's a little needy, but I'm a lot of people's daddy, so I'll do it. Soft Weekly says, I'm sniping about you, or I'm sniping you. Talk about fighting, win by 2, you queer. I mean, I already did. God damn it, I have the worst batch of they're just fucking useless. I mean, no offense. If you're here to troll the show, if you hate me, I deserve better. Like, you guys are not good. It's boring. It's the same thing over and over. Like, it's never anything new. And the reason is very simple. You have more anger than I have reasons to make. Like, you're more angry in general than I've given you reasons to be angry. The call is so clearly coming from inside the house, whether it's Melton or Soft or just somebody in the chat. Like, you're more miserable than I've given you reasons to be angry. So that's why it comes off as remarkably manufactured. I'm sorry, guys. But Soft, I did talk about it. We're putting it together. John's the only one with some fucking balls, I got to say. John's the only one who said, he emailed me. He said, let's put it all together. Let's organize the fucking thing. John already has his USA boxing license. Like, he's fucking good to go, man. I just got to find a place where we can put a ring, and we'll make it an event, and we'll do the fucking thing, and it'll be great. I'm really excited. Like, Melton never had the balls, and he's probably not going to stream this part. He'll probably break in right now and start talking. Melton never had the balls. Every time I've come to him and gone, here's the things we're going to have to work out. I'm offering every piece of this in your favor. No, I don't want to. No, you're being unreasonable. It's like, you're a fucking child. And then he's like, well, I just want to fight. Well, then that doesn't even take me agreeing. Just show up at my fucking house. I'll stomp the shit out of you. That's fine. I mean, the problem with Melton is he's kind of got Nick Rekieta syndrome, where he's not as intelligent as he believes himself to be. And he talks himself into really retarded corners. He's just really lucky that steel-toe detractors are very low intelligent people, and they'll like a Melton. Spectre with $2 says, another win for the toe. Get him, Aaron. It really is. I mean, it's not hard to rack up another win for the toe when, again, you're surrounded by retarded, angry people. Goldfolds with $2 says, B-Cups, Red Bar is watching. I love Red Bar. I can't wait to send Jules her Stoney's tank top. That's going to be in the mail this week. I'm going to get a couple of them. I'm going to get a small and a medium from Cheetos, and we're going to send it out to her. I really hope she appreciates it, because Red Bar gave us a fuckload of money that one night, and I think Jules deserves it. They asked for a Stoney's tank top. I want to give them a Stoney's tank top. Bill Maher had Charlemagne the God on his program this weekend. I actually like both of these guys. These are two people who a lot of people really can't stand, and I like them both. There's like Charlemagne the God, Bill Maher. Who's another person people can't stand I really like? Stephen A. Smith, Pat McAfee. I like all those guys. I like people who just have something to say, and they're not like checking with their side before they say it. Bill Maher, Charlemagne, Stephen A. Smith, all of those guys, they'll go against the grain if they just feel differently. You know, so many people who have a TV, like they have a TV show, they have power, they can do what they want, say what they want. Yeah, you might get fired for it. Your bosses might get mad at you, but that's part of being a cavalier about shit. Bill Maher, Charlemagne, those guys, they don't check for permission before they say shit. I guarantee you Sean Hannity worries about who he's going to piss off or offend in the Republican Party if he takes a certain take. Same thing with the MSNBC people and, left, right, doesn't matter. There's a lot of commentators who worry about their spot on the team when they talk about shit. And the thing I like about Charlemagne or Bill Maher or guys like that is that I don't really give a shit if I agree with them or not. I don't watch them because I want to think they're right all the time. That would be boring. I watch them because I know they've got a point of view. I know they've got something interesting to say, and it shouldn't matter if I agree with it or not. In fact, if I disagree with it, that should be better, because then I can argue against it and work on, whether or not I really feel the way I feel and all that shit. So these two sitting down, I think it's great. But I guess Charlemagne and Bill Maher got into it on race. And what I like about Charlemagne is that sometimes Charlemagne is just openly anti-white people. Like, he just doesn't like whitey. And Bill Maher, a lot of the time, will call out the you just hate whitey bullshit. So you got a cantankerous old white man against a black guy who's kind of got a chip on his shoulder about whites. Could be a fun conversation. Let's take a look at this. This is from Mediaite. So I'm guessing there's going to be a quick ad. Yeah, about 15 seconds. By the way, $200 away from knocking out this morning's goal. So we're going to do a half hour of overtime because you guys have already knocked out the evening show tonight. But, if you guys throw in another $200, we'll add another 45 minutes onto the end for, picking up after the morning show crowd. Thanks, guys. If we don't, whatever we come up short, we'll put it towards tomorrow. Here's Bill Maher and Charlemagne the God on, this was what? This was a race thing, I'm sure.
Said to the graduating class that you have to be 10 times as good to get a fair shot in America. And can I read what Glenn Lowry and John McWhorter, you listen to their podcast, I think they're great, said about this. Lowry said, I thought it was the kind of speech you'd have given in 1974, maybe 1984, but not in 1924. McWhorter, for goodness sake, can we please admit the time passes? I remember my mother saying that in the 70s when it still made sense. It's simply not true anymore.
So Charlemagne said at a graduation, they kind of cut it off in this clip, but Charlemagne said at a graduation thing that if you're black, you have to have 10 times more talent, or you have to do 10 times better than a white person. It's exhausting. It's one of those points that a lot of white people don't combat against because they're worried they'll look racist if they do. But really, it's just such bullshit on its face because, first of all, it's such a pulled out of your ass number. And people say it with such authority. They're like, you have to be 10 times better. Fucking what metric are you talking about? What ass are you pulling that out of? That you have to be 10 times more talented? Shut up. It's just a built-in excuse if you fail. And if you have a built-in excuse when you fail, you're probably going to fail. It's kind of a loser mentality. So for Charlemagne, who's a ballsy guy who made it on his own, for him to tell, and this is the other thing, that slamming the door behind people thing is bullshit too. When he made it up to the heights of broadcasting and the heights of entertainment, and he's probably the biggest guy in radio right now. And one of the biggest names in broadcasting right now, Charlemagne is. So for him to then go to other people, other black people and go, look, well, I'm special. I'm just 10 times better than all the white people. Like, no, you're not. But you're not. So telling other people hey, I'm great, but don't use me as an example. You've got to be 10 times better than the white kids. Joe Biden told me once that the poor kids are just as smart as the white kids. So I don't know who to believe. But just this bullshit take of well, us black people got to be 10 times more talented. First of all, it's kind of jacking yourself off. And second of all, it's kind of shutting the door and making people feel hopeless before they even get started.
And we should celebrate.
And by the way, today there's so many companies that are looking for diversity hires. We even have a DEI initiative. So don't tell me that you have to be 10 times better. In some cases, I think we can agree you can be 10 times worse and still get the gig.
More, and we should celebrate that. You agree with that?
I don't know if it's 10 times better, but maybe 5.
Yeah, come on.
Again, pulling it out of your ass. What does that even mean?
Yeah.
You think you have to be 5 times?
Yeah. When you black in America, absolutely.
In 2024?
Yeah, when you're black in America, when you're a woman in America, if you're a black woman in America, absolutely.
I think that's a zombie lie.
Why?
Because I just don't think that's America anymore.
I would have liked to see more of that clip. I'm surprised Mediaite cut it off so quick. But still, if you're a woman, if you're black, if you're a black, okay. So if you're anything other than a white man, then all right. It's such a built-in excuse if you fuck up. It's just such an excuse if you fail. You can go, well, yeah, I fucked up. Yeah, I failed, but, it's not my fault. I have to be 5 times better than a white person. Okay. Baby Satchmo, Baby Satchmo, I'm sorry. He says, first time, long time. That was Buzzard Bob. If he said his tagline, you would remember. Roofing cunt, you got him. I don't know. That was definitely not my buzzard. Not at all. He didn't fool me, and I got him. Sorry. I had him pegged from Jump Street, and he did not like that. Rupert with $4.99. Thank you very much, Bunny. He says, you should get Jules a My Ancient Miserable Husband Died, and all I got was this stupid T-shirt. Well, it's hard to pile on Red Bar because, yeah, like, he gave himself cancer or whatever illness he has because he's just been a rotten human being. But, like, he's still got a disease that leaves him looking like a fucking skeleton. I mean, what am I going to do? Jump all over that? And it just seems so cheap. You know, it's so easy to pick on Red Bar. By the way, 195 away from this morning's goal. We got about 32 minutes to either knock that out or, again, the extra from the 250 to here, we'll just throw on to tomorrow morning. Thank you guys very much for your generosity. Again, we'll add 45 minutes more to the end of tonight's show if we knock out the 195 from this morning. If you're wondering about tonight's goal, don't. It got knocked out like in the first 10, 15 minutes. So if you came here to hope that we didn't hit it, sorry, guys. Don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry to disappoint you again. Kyle Broflovsky with $5 says DEI is just a replacement for affirmative action because of backlash. You know, it does seem like the DEI thing, you're right, Kyle. It does seem like the DEI thing came along right after the Supreme Court struck down affirmative action. It's a good point. 190 away from this morning. Thank you, guys. The PayPal, Streamlabs, and Venmo links are up in the chat and pinned to the top of the page if you'd like to contribute that way. Thank you again very, very much. We're going to do the Gino April rant during overtime. That's going to happen in about a half hour. I'd like to talk to Gino about it, but can't get a hold of the guy. Here's an interesting question. Speaking of race, Chris Wallace, who does he work for now? Like, Chris Wallace was the big news guy at Fox, and then he's like, I don't like the way we're covering Trump. We're giving Trump too much of an advantage and this and that. And then Fox said, well, then fine, get the fuck out of here. And he went to, they gave him that Fox Nation. They gave him the online digital thing to run, and that was a abysmal failure. And now he ran off to CNN, it looks like. And on CNN, they were interviewing Darius Rucker, the country singer, Hootie, because CNN knows how to bring in ratings. And Chris Wallace was talking to Hootie about country music and black people, which, like, in 1985, okay, cool conversation, but what is the obsession with senior citizen white men and, like, prostrating themselves in front of black dudes and being like, tell us how horrible we are, tell us how bad we are? Like, what is it? Is it like, do you feel guilty for something? Would you like to? I feel like when these old white guys, because, like, Bill Maher just did the opposite with Charlemagne. He called bullshit. But Chris Wallace is like, do you think country music has a black people problem? And he's like all guilty and shit. And you're just like, dude, do you have like some kind of guilt issue? Let's just talk about that. Don't project your bullshit onto Darius Rucker and make him ask a question that isn't the question you're probably wondering anyway. By the way, right around 500 of you watching at one time. Appreciate it. Very cool. Thank you. Like, subscribe, whether you're on Rumble or YouTube. We appreciate it. Copperhead with $20 over on Rumble says the cover groupies want to see the body cam footage. Fuck, man. I want to see the body cam footage. Are you kidding? It sounds like it's close. I've heard from some people who claim that they've seen it. I don't believe that. I don't believe it for a second. Red Fox Mad with $4.99 says, I miss Buzzard Bob. He is a wonderful friend of the Steel Toe Morning Show from the Twitch days. I love the real Buzzy, absolutely. But I know Buzzy's number. I know where Buzzy usually calls from, so sorry, bud. Gotcha. Baby Satchmo says, Aaron, can you help me figure something out? I gave you 5, and someone after that gave 5, but the goal went from 200 to 95. We take 350 from every 5. So every 3 5s is 10. That makes sense, right? Simple enough. 165 away from this morning. Just, I mean, simple math. YouTube takes 30%. This is, well, and also this is something we've talked about a trillion times, so I feel like you kind of know that. But, hey, I don't mind explaining it again. If people don't get it, it's good to be clear with them. Let's go to this Chris Wallace, Darius Rucker deal. Does country music still carry the stigma of rebel flags and racism? Bro, have you listened to country music now? Like, it's almost like Chris Wallace thinks that it's all like David Allan Coe and like and Johnny Rebel doing country music. Like, country music is all basically like hip hop infused, half black music anyway now. Like, modern country is pop music 30 years ago. You know? Like, if you go back and listen to like the Eagles in their heyday sounded more like country than modern country. So it's not, no, the stigma of rebel flags and racism. No. They tried to kick Morgan Wallen out of the whole damn thing because he said the N-word to a white guy. So the industry of country music is not, it's just a fucking retarded question to ask. It's just an easy gotcha question. And I hope Darius Rucker answers it with like, no, that's fucking dumb. You know, like, I really respect that the coach of the Boston Celtics, they asked him like, hey, do you think it's pretty cool that two black coaches are coaching in the NBA finals? And he just goes, you ever ask how many of those coaches are Christian? And then nothing. And he goes, yeah, fucking thought so. I like that shit. So I hope Darius Rucker kind of calls him out the same way. By the way, 165 away from knocking out this morning. Thank you, guys. All the links are in the chat if you'd like to contribute to our stupid little show we do. All right, Chris, take it away with your guilty white question for Darius Rucker.
Beyonce tore up the charts.
Yes.
Cowboy Carter was a huge hit.
And, okay, that should show you all you need to know about whether or not country music is still racist. That song fucking sucked. That was a terrible song. Much like most Beyonce songs, it was very watered down and simple to get because her audience is dumb bitches. So it was a dumb bitch country song. And it worked, and it had mass appeal. So a dog shit country song done by an artist who's not a country artist did really well. And you're going to talk about whether or not country music has a problem with black people? No. Apparently, they invite black people from other genres to do shitty fucking versions of their music, and they just suck their dick for it the entire time. So no, I don't think country music has a black person problem at all, other than maybe they don't hold them to the same standards, you know?
How big was that?
Huge. It was so big. I mean, I can't express enough how big what she did was.
Oh,
because
God.
she brought so many eyes to the genre. You know,
right? Okay, I love this argument, and I guess it's partially true. But like, okay, Beyonce brought so many eyes to the genre of country music. True, she's got a lot of fans. But what are those fans going to do if country music wants to do real country music shit? All of her fans are going to be bored. They're going to say fuck this, and they're going to leave. So you're not going to gain that many people. But then if you try to cater to those people, you're going to make country music more shitty pop, bro country dog shit, and then you're going to water down and wreck country music anyway. So there's really no win there.
One of the things I love about what Beyonce did is when I started making country music and having hits, I'd have African-American women and men come up to me and go, I love country music. I could never say it. Until now you're playing it, I could say it. You know, and she brought, I think, even more eyes to the genre and more people looking at it and more black people going, all right, man, I like country music. And that's, I always say I want country music to look more like America. And I think she did a lot to make it go that way.
See, I guess he'd know better than me, but I disagree with that take. I really do. I think Beyonce fans liked a Beyonce song. I don't think a bunch of Beyonce fans became country music fans because country music was still out there for them to listen to if they wanted to listen to it. If they wanted to listen to Morgan Wallen or Eric Church or, what's her name? Carly Pierce or whatever the fuck. Or the blonde chick who just won a bunch of awards. That was always there for them to listen to. It was Beyonce fans digging a Beyonce song, in my opinion.
A couple of years ago, you wrote the country music still had the stigma of rebel flags and racism.
It's still around, you know. It's still you still see it some places, and I don't think that's ever.
Please show me where that's represented in the top 10 country music songs in America right now, please. I think country music has more of a pussy-ass bro country problem than it does a race problem. But, you know, then again, you got to go with what sells.
I don't think that's ever going to go away. I mean, it's still there. It's not as prevalent as it was. It's not the majority of country music, but you know, it's still there.
Still, I mean, this was a couple of years ago. You still think it's there?
It's still because it's still in America.
Right, it's still in America, so that means it's still in everything. That doesn't mean it's just a country music thing. I don't know. It's just, maybe I'm splitting hairs, but it starts to sound like whining and kvetching at some point, where we're a country that's going in circles, bitching and whining about the same fucking things and doing nothing about it.
You know, it's still part of America, the American, what we know as America. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's still there.
I mean, we just started the thing off with how a non-country singer did a non-country song, passed it off as country, and had a massive, one of the biggest country hits of the year. And oh yeah, it's just too bad. It's just rebel flags and racism. I mean, I guess. Copperhead says they say Shabuzi is country. That is far from being a country song. Yeah, a bar song, that like, I do think that song crosses over a bunch of different genres, but to say that it's a country song exclusively, yeah, I got to call bullshit on that one too. To be honest with you, I don't think so either. Steve C with $2 says, "Man, Aaron, you seem super duper gay." You know, you're not the first person to say that. I may have to take a look. It's possible. Podcast customer service. Well, yeah, I mean, of course. I agree with what you just said. But like now, okay, but now podcast customer service, we got it. You can join us in the show now, or you can just keep being weird and gay. Keanu says, "I love Beyonce." Sorry, my Aaron. No, but that's my point. That's good. To like Beyonce. I'm saying that like, I don't think country music has a black person problem. Because like Beyonce can come in and do a totally not country song. It can be one of the most popular things out there. And like, then you go, oh yeah, by the way, country has a race problem. How? How do you figure? I don't know. I don't understand it. I don't think it's as big of a problem. But again, I kind of feel weird disagreeing with Darius Rucker on the subject. This is a little weird. I didn't know till yesterday Gino wasn't going to be doing the show Tuesday. So I moved this next story up to tonight's show instead of tomorrow morning. It's Anderson Cooper on CNN, and I guess today
I've never had coleslaw.
Hold on, or I guess this weekend there was the Nathan's hot dog eating contest, and I guess they kicked Joey Chestnut out for being like a spokesperson for vegan hot dogs. I guess that pissed off Nathan's, so they didn't let him in. Well, Anderson Cooper decided to do a segment on his show on CNN about hot dog eating. And I don't know if this was a funny inside joke by the people at CNN. Ha, ha, ha. Super gay Anderson Cooper eating hot dogs. Or if this is just a really honest, fun, silly little segment that they did, and I'm just a wide open, gaping homophobe. I'm not sure which one it is, but let's check it out. The headline on this is "Watch Anderson Cooper try mustard on a hot dog for the first time." And unfortunately, the first thing I thought when I saw the headline was, yeah, it's usually cum. And that's really immature and stupid. It's a dumb fucking joke. It's bottom of the barrel. It's the lowest hanging fruit. It's a cop ordering it at Denny's. I get it. But I couldn't stop myself. And then I went, I want to watch Anderson Cooper eat a hot dog because I want to see how many fucking shitty gay jokes come to my head. This is not, I'm not, contrary to what you may think, I'm not looking forward to this.
So I've never had coleslaw.
That is my personal favorite.
I'm not going to have any coleslaw. I don't want to, and I've never had actual just mustard.
So interestingly enough, mustard is the number.
He really does. He's just kind of he is a whiny, bitchy, prissy gay dude about his hot dogs, isn't he? I like them uncut. Do you have the uncut ones? I like them already firm. And there has to be a little bit of jizz on them. I'm not going to, no coleslaw, no mustard. I'm not eating that. Fucking try it, you pussy. It's coleslaw. It's delicious. Jesse P.S. Tell somebody tell Jesse from Pod Awful to have Anderson Cooper delivered some coleslaw. He needs to try it.
Number one condiment
Is
for
it
a
really?
hot dog. Yes, it is.
That blows me away.
There was a Marist poll.
See, now, stop. Don't say that blows me away, because now all I did, you know what else blows you away? You're middle-aged. But see, it's not. Favorite hot dog toppings, mustard, ketchup, chili. Yeah, are you fucking retarded? Of course mustard's number one. You know, as Jim Florentine would say, ketchup on a hot dog. What are you, 6? What are you, like a little kid? You have to have ketchup on your hot dog or what? It's not going to work. Oh, I can't eat my hot dog. There's ketchup on it. Stop.
There's polling on everything, as I like to say.
I would have thought ketchup.
No, ketchup is number 2 at 30%. Mustard, number 1 at 47%.
And I understand that Joey Chestnut is having a rematch with Kobayashi on like Netflix. Have they signed a Netflix deal?
They have for Labor Day. The last time.
So Anderson Cooper just jerks off to that competition.
They
See, it's all just shitty gay jokes. This is like 2003 called, and they want their gay jokes back. I'm not proud of any of this. Please make him eat a hot dog on air. Please. If CNN has any fucking balls whatsoever, they'll have Anderson Cooper eating a hot dog on the air. Everybody wants to see
matched
it.
up.
I'm going to have this chili dog.
Yeah, have the chili dog. Let's eat some chili dogs. Hold on. The last time that they matched up, I'll inform the audience as we eat. Chestnut was able to crush Kobayashi. I believe he's beaten him multiple times, in fact. So this
Anderson Cooper just wants to eat his fucking chili dog. He doesn't want to listen to this fucking autist talk about eating contests. Did you know, actually, that in 2023, Kobayashi was actually able to set the record for... Shut the fuck up. Can we just... I never thought I'd beg for a Trump segment on CNN before, but here we are.
should be a very interesting matchup where we sort of get these arch rivals going against each other. Kobayashi and Chestnut have not faced off in a while, and I think there's a real question about what exactly will occur here. Now, Anderson, I do have to say...
You know what? I thought it was going to be all gay jokes during this segment. This guy is a fucking power dork. Oh, my God, I can't get over this guy. He's actually into this shit. Like, if you ever wonder, you're like, who gets into fucking competitive eating? Why is it a thing? It's because of this guy. This guy has DVDs of, like, Nathan's hot dog eating contests.
How many hot dogs do they eat, Joe, roughly? Do you know?
Oh, yeah, they roughly eat, they could be eating into the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, as a matter of fact.
Not with buns, though.
No, you have to eat the buns as well. You have to dip, and so Kobayashi will actually dip the buns and the hot dogs in the water and then stuff them down his mouth.
My son's been dipping stuff.
Oh, God, no. Oh, God, I got to rewind. Oh, boy. I don't know what I'm more enamored with, the gay guy doing a hot dog bit or the fucking super autist who can't shut the fuck up about Kobayashi and Joey Chestnut.
Buns and the hot dogs in the water and then stuff them down his mouth.
My son's been dipping stuff in water, and I keep telling him stop.
Maybe he can be... Here's what we're going to do. You have to eat some mustard hot dogs right now because you've never done it before. Anderson Cooper has never had mustard on a hot dog in his life.
I mean, what's the point?
Anderson Cooper is sitting next to this guy going, I'm supposed to be more excited about these cylindrical objects than you are. This guy's giving me vibes. And his eyebrows are wild. There's something very dark either in his past or his future.
If you like ketchup, why do you need mustard?
How
I
is
don't
that
understand
possible?
No, why do you need it?
You
don't
need it because it tastes good.
Ketchup is good.
No,
you don't
mustard.
need
Mustard. How is it possible?
Why do you
you've
need
never
more? If ketchup is good enough, you don't need more things. You don't need sauerkraut, and I've never heard that.
The more the merrier, Mr.
This is the unfunniest episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm I think I've ever seen.
Cooper.
No.
Here, have it. Try it. Let's try it together. How's that for you?
I don't see the point.
You don't see the point?
I don't see the point.
Oh, get the heck out of here.
I don't see the point.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is why CNN does so well in the ratings. Stellar work. It's also, you can understand now why all they do is Trump shit. Like it's just, we're going to talk about Trump again, and it's like, no, why? Come on, don't talk about Trump. All right, fine. We're going to do a segment on, we're going to bring some weird fucking racially ambiguous dude out from his mom's basement who can't stop watching hot dog eating contests, and he's going to feed cock-shaped foods to Anderson Cooper. And it's like, all right, I mean, great idea on paper, but I'll take a Trump story over that. Alan Powell says, I think we can all agree people from New York are generally awful. Yeah. I mean, people from New York are different at the very least. Mad Max Mardigan says, holy fuck, I've never realized it until now, but Aaron sounds exactly like Anderson Cooper. No, not in the least. Never once. Never sounded like Anderson Cooper. Now I'm going to be checking myself for lisps. Roots Calhoun says, Coney's rock, chili, onions, and mustard. Fuck yeah, you put chili on a hot dog, I'm fine. You can throw other shit on there. Sure. But, I mean, you throw chili on there. We're good. Brett Mack says, Anderson usually eats insects, so he's enjoying this. Really? Anderson Cooper's an insect eater? Yeah. Yeah, by Book of Toe kind of going after some people in the chat. What, are they getting Bucky again? Oh, what's the matter, guys? What did I do to you? What imaginary thing did I do to you tonight that never actually happened to you, but you're upset at me for? I don't know, guys. If you're going through a mental episode, you don't have to involve me in all of them. By the way, 165 away from this morning's goal. We've already knocked out this evening, and you guys have knocked out a good chunk of this morning, so thank you very much for that. If you knock that out, it means we are going to do, on top of the 30 minutes of overtime, an extra 45. We only have 10 minutes to do that. We'll see if you want to. If you want to throw in Streamlabs, PayPal, Super Chats, etc. If it doesn't work out, then we're just going to knock 50 or 75 off of tomorrow morning. Thank you guys for being so incredibly supportive of the show. Blacklight, you guys aren't going to believe this next one. This is gonna blow your mind. You're going to think that I'm reading it from, oh shit. This was 10 minutes ago from Alex. I'm not sure how long you're about to go, but I'm live in 10 minutes if you want to chat on both of our shows live. Should we go on Alex's show? I'd love to talk to Alex. Sure, why not? Fuck it. More people claiming their VIP tickets for the Steel Toe anniversary show. Thank you very much for that. Jacob with $5 says, I want to see you beat down one of these podcast D-bags. They seem to be scared of the toe. Look, man, they shouldn't really be scared of the toe. They should be happy for the toe. Right? I mean, I've made a lot of them a living. I've rescued a lot. Like, Patrick Melton should be my biggest fan. I've made him. Like, he literally owes his channel's success to me. It's literally because of me. So I don't know what he would be so upset at me for. I mean, does he want a you're welcome? Okay. You're welcome. I'm just copy and pasting Alex's link to myself. All right, so now I've got it. You guys want to go live with Alex Stein for a little bit? We can go live with Alex in about 10 minutes. I don't know what do you think he wants to talk about? Alex probably just wants my opinion on news and politics. He probably doesn't want to talk about the Knicks stuff at all. Yes, Crunchy, we're going to get you your $50 to Stoney's. I do want to watch this Gino Bisconti thing, his rant about April. But I guess we can put it off until tomorrow morning, maybe. If Alex... I don't like saying no to Alex. Alex has been good to the show. He's all right. And I like going on his show. He's a good host. Yeah, Pook of Toe says, Patrick's story about being a successful podcaster since 05 is total bullshit. Definitely not something you can check in on. Yeah, I mean, when Red Bar would totally smash on the guy, nobody was watching his show. It's like, just because you turned on a microphone and you recorded some shit and put it up on the internet doesn't mean, oh, I've been doing a successful podcast. No, asterisk. You've been doing a podcast. You've been recording words and putting them online for 19 years. You haven't been successful. Like, before you found me, there were 30 people watching your show at a time. Again, you're welcome. And I know some of you hate that. And that makes me really happy. The leader of the Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation doled out lucrative contracts to family members and friends, according to the new document. What? You're saying that the organization that bought multi-million-dollar mansions with charitable contributions didn't learn their lesson and is still just giving freebies to their family members? What was her name? Patrice Kalours? She hired like her ex-husband to do, it was like consulting or security work or whatever, and paid him like $300,000. And then I'm sure she got a cut of that back. And then Black Lives Matter bought like really expensive real estate and big ass mansions, and just, it's totally fine. The Black Lives Matter organization reaped $80 million during the George Floyd riots of 2020. However, the figure plummeted to under $29 million by the end of 2023. I mean, that's still pretty good. Black Lives Matter co-founder Patrice Kalours resigned in 2021. However, friends and family of Kalours have received massive contracts from the charity with a supposed mission to eradicate white supremacy and build local power to intervene in violence inflicted on black communities by the state and vigilantes. I mean, really, I think all Patrice Kalours taught us was black, white, we're all the same. You give certain people, it doesn't matter their skin color, you give them a lot of power and a lot of money, they can't handle it, and they'll just fucking piss it away and be rotten and crooked. Paul Kalours, the brother of the founder, has received $200,000 last year alone as Black Lives Matter's head of security. His company, Black Ties LLC, raked in an additional $1.6 million for allegedly providing professional security services for Black Lives Matter. So what is that, like $100,000 a month for security? They're not done there, by the way. The Washington Free Beacon reported that Paul Kalours and his company have accumulated more than $4.2 million for allegedly protecting Black Lives Matter since 2021. It's fucking shameless, dude. It really is. Since 2020, Black Lives Matter has demanded a national defunding of police. And last July, they celebrated Defund the Police Week. Another consulting firm paid Shalomia Bowers, a board member for BLM Global Network, $2.6 million for staffing and management services, according to a tax return. Damon Turner, the father of the only child of Patrice Kalours, they gave him $778,000 to his art firm, Trap Heels, for work done at a concert series in early 2022. It's just brazen. Like, they're not even covering it up. They're just doing it out in the open. It's just, oh man. It's fucking brutal, dude. It's fucking brutal. They just, and what did they take in? Like, over the course of 2 years, like $100 million, and just gave it to their friends and family. See, it should make us all feel closer together. White, black, it doesn't matter. People are rotten and crooked no matter what color they come in. Oh, man. Thank you, Tim Bullinger, for the $1.99. Steve C. He says, how much of this goes towards the goal? Can you take 30% off $1.99 and figure it out for yourself, big boy? Steve C. says, have you felt less gay than tonight? No, I feel great about tonight. A lot of people checking us out. A lot of money coming in. I feel pretty good. Is that okay? Are you all right? Because I got to check on people like you constantly. All right. I really want to do this fucking Gino thing, but I really want to do the Alex thing. Let's go talk to Alex. I can't imagine what he wants to talk to me about. I'm guessing Alex just wants to talk to me about football. I'm guessing he wants to check out, what's the latest on the Vikings. Knows I follow them very closely. Wants to talk about Black Lives Matter. I'm going to go ahead and guess that I know what he wants to talk to me about. I'm going to. He also said your show with Keanu was great. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. Keanu interview was great. Wasn't an interview. That's my co-host, Keanu C. Thompson. All right, there we go. Settings. Let's go into the camera. There we go. And I think we're good to join Alex here. We'll do that in just a little bit. KJ Fury says it was a good show. Oh, this morning? This morning was fucking great. For sure. Taste Fairy says, is this the Blaze show? Yeah. I think it's his Blaze show. What is tonight? Monday? I thought he did shows on Tuesday. Oh, well, whatever. No, I can't put I can't put that on there. I'm sorry. I can't put somebody said they wanted this Shaka doll back. I can't put Shaka on there. All right, let's go ahead.
On up there, and I'm eating steak and shrimp, bitch! Alright, well, we have to have a quick intro because we have the one, the only. We got to add him on. Aaron Immold, the man from Kandahohi County. I don't know if that's the right county. Is that the right county, Aaron? I think that's the wrong one, is it?
No, I've never lived in Kandahohi County.
The audio sounds bad. Is my microphone bad?
Yeah, it's dog shit. It's terrible. You sound like a cyborg, Alex. What the hell? Whose fault is this? Now nobody can hear you. I'm assuming he means 1 second. Just a minute. He's got this. He'll do it. Fucking Glenn Beck's not holding his hand. The guy can't turn a fucking microphone on. Jesus Christ. I'm just jealous. That's all it is. I'm projecting. I'm skipping a Gino Bisconti clip for this.
Now you can hear.
I could for a second. Now they muted you. Your microphone has a slash through it. You're muted. He can do this, guys. He's going to figure it out. No, your fucking your mic is muted. It's on StreamYard. It's got the microphone with the slash through it. You were back for a second. Now you're gone. He's going to pull this off. No.
What about now?
There, now you're back. Hey, buddy.
So my cats always sit on it, and then they start messing with the knobs. And then as soon as I turn it on, all the levels were so messed up that I reset it. So I need to learn to reset it. I'm such a freaking idiot, but that was kind of funny and awkward. I'm sure Onion's just going to love that, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's what I wanted to have you on because, dude, I was just saying this. I do want to be out of the Nick business. I don't like talking about it. And I mean that. And I'm like, I do. Even though him and I don't get along, I don't want oh my gosh. Now
no, that's me. That's me. I got it. We're good.
OBS and I'm using StreamYard for the people at home that realize how we're I usually use OBS, but I do a call-in show. So it's easier to use StreamYard and just send them the link. But I want to talk to you. First of all, I don't really ever want to talk about Nick again, even though I come on here and, this is, you're kind of like Nick's A-log. But, I have A-logs too, and it's very annoying, and we have some of the same ones. They run in the same circle. So, I am empathetic to what you're going through right now. But I just wanted to say, this is why I wanted to come on. I still kind of had April's back for whatever reason, but now I don't have April's back at all. So that's really kind of what I want to get off my chest. It's not that I even want to bash Nick. I'm really kind of think April is the big problem here. And I used to have a lot of respect for April, but just talking to Keanu and how she would live there in this situation, I'm really surprised by April's actions is why I want to say. And I apologize to you because I was still empathetic to her. And now I realize that you're at least more of a man for admitting your mistakes and trying to move on than, trying to hide them.
It bothers me still a lot. Like, not on the show. Like, on the show, obviously, we're having fun and everything else. But in my private life, when I'm still dealing with a remarkably fucked up situation, I still get really angry about the whole, like, I'm out here talking about, like, because you got to take a lot of heat from Knicks fans and these brainwashed people.
A lot of fans, dude. Yeah. I'm surprised. I mean, a lot of people are really on Nick's side, which I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I didn't even realize. It's funny. People are like, Alex, why are you even talking about Nick Arcade? It's because you and I have a friendship. I've gone on your show. We've talked. We had our internet beefs and we squashed them, which I wish I could do with other people. But won't get into that. My point is, you and I have just realized that sometimes we're going to talk shit on the internet. It's not personal. We're just joking. We're commentating on stuff. You know what I mean? We're just kind of calling balls and strikes, and it's our opinion, so what matters? But it's just you and I
my
connection is with you, not Nick, and that's why it's so interesting, because I have watched your show a lot. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and lie. I've watched it through you. I've saw Melton talking about you, so I've seen your show. I keep up with your show. I haven't watched 1 hour of Nick Arcade combined. I'm just saying, and that's not honest to God. I've never watched any of his coverage. I know all about him, but I've never watched any of his content other than like what Alyssa Clips would put out.
She's great.
Maybe, but like about Baldo or something. And I just knew it. Like, I would watch a 3-minute clip where it'd be like, he went to hedonism or something, and I would just kind of laugh. It is what it is. But that's literally all I knew about Nick. I didn't even realize I didn't realize he had a Netflix thing. I didn't realize that case was that big. Like, I knew he got a lot of super chats. But at the same time, it's gone to his head. I think that's pretty obvious.
I don't think he was equipped to deal with it from the beginning. I think he's a guy, and I know it. Like that's the thing. Like, his defenders will come after me, and like I was saying just a second ago, I was like, as the only person who's taking responsibility for the fucked up shit we all did, like, to see his supporters sit there and go, "Oh, this Aaron's lying and trying to make himself the hero." I go, I don't know how many more times I can say that what we all did was fucking degenerate and disgusting and awful and nothing to be proud of, and nobody should ever do it. And they're just like, you're just trying to make yourself look good. I'm like, I'm doing a dog shit job of it. But I got to know Nick. Like, we were friends, legitimately friends. And that's why I get mad at all of these people for not taking responsibility. But I also know him. He is the quintessential rich kid. I don't know if he's ever had to take responsibility for anything before. And all of this other stuff was too much too fast. He was never a guy who was going to grind and put the work into it. He was going to go viral. He was going to flare up. And he had 5 kids very early. He never had a chance to be a degenerate and be a scumbag in his 20s. And he decided to try and do it while he had 5 children. And it was just, I mean, right now you're watching the demise of a guy that, you can use this in the future as like a formula. This will happen to everybody who tries to do exactly the same thing he did.
Well, and is it true? I watched some clip that his grandfather is close to, or grandmother was a 100 millionaire or something. Did you ever see that clip where they donated millions to charity? And he was, did you know the clip I'm talking about? I mean, at least the family donated millions to charity. I don't know how much Nick got, but I didn't realize he was kind of that affluent.
Yeah. His family does a lot, like in their communities that they live in, and they donate a lot. Yeah.
Well, that's pretty hard to do. I would say I don't donate anything to charity, to be honest. I mean, I do try to help people, but it's like you donate to one campaign, you get 1 million text messages. I'll match it by 500%. It's just, it's almost just like a losing battle donating to any charity because I don't trust them.
So you're not Team April anymore.
No. I'm disappointed that she has gone into the whole, I guess, I don't know what she's doing. And the fact that she's still living there, like, it should be so awkward, but you're right. Maybe she just feels like kind of brainwashed or something, because when you're on drugs and you can do free drugs, you're going to stay there. And once again, this is pure speculation. This is alleged, but I do think Nick is still drinking. I know on a stream he's not wasted, but I do think that because he's like bending over, he's acting a little different. He does not seem like he's 100% sober, in my opinion. I'm not a cop, but you can kind of tell. So, yeah, I mean, I just think they're probably still doing it. And now their kids aren't there, so now they can really party as much as they want. So, yeah, I just think it's a bad deal.
Here's the thing. Like, I know who April has become through all this. I watched her become a completely different person. Addiction is heartbreaking. Like, to watch someone suffer through that and become someone different is really tough. But to watch who she's become, I can also see her being a bad influence on him as well, because remember, she has no charges. He does. So even, I'm not saying Nick's trying to be clean. I'm not. But his 29-year-old side piece is telling him, I want to drink still. I want to do this. I don't have it. Nick doesn't have the ability to tell people like that. No, he's not good at confrontations at all. So it's a poisonous mix, all three of them being together. I knew all four of us together was a poisonous mix. I ski-daddled after, the damage had been done.
I just watched the hot tub stream. I just watched that. That was a disaster. And I'm a guy your backyard. I'm not bashing you. I'm just saying, and I've had disastrous moments too. So to join the club. But this is what I'm saying is, and I only could watch probably 20 minutes of the 45 minutes of it. But that you guys were playing a little loose and a little fast right then and there. Y'all were a little loose and a little fast. But this is the other thing. People are like bashing you. Our lives are. I'm not trying to say it's bad to be a streamer or a YouTuber or whatever, but it is stressful. There's very few people that do what we do, so you do have kind of a special connection with other people that are content creators. As queer as that sounds, people are like, "What? Why are there clicks or whatever?" So I can see why you guys would get along, and then it just becomes an absolute nightmare. And Nick couldn't have picked a worse guy because Aaron, you talk about your life all day on your show. You stream for 20 hours a week. So
right. And what we did was, it was disgusting and it was bad and it was, but there's also so many lessons for other people in it, and it's a very interesting story. Why wouldn't I talk about it? Like why? And like today,
what lies have they? Somebody said in the chat, because I don't know. I guess I don't know. What have they said that you're lying about in this situation? Somebody says you're lying. I don't know. You tell me.
I apparently never did drugs. There was
that's the conspiracy. Is that you never did drugs?
I never did them. There's a lot Nick Rekieta supporters. You got to remember, they believe that maybe the government planted these.
Well, hey, and this is going to sound crazy. I'm a little bit on Nick's side, though. I do feel like that, he got told on, and these people were able to get a warrant because he didn't have like a previous arrest. I'm not saying the warrant wasn't valid. They found cocaine, right? So they're going to say when there's kids there, they're going to say it's valid. But it does feel like he got a little railroaded people in his church talking about it, and all of a sudden, because he had kids, that were, noticeably not taking care of themselves as normal. So they saw something abnormal. My point is, that does have to make you feel pretty bad, though, Aaron, in your town, where basically rumors and innuendo and seeing your kids, and then all of a sudden the cops show up at your door. Child Protective Services.
But you're also showing up on a stream like this.
Exactly. No, exactly. No, I'm not saying that's not valid. It was obviously valid because they found what they found. My point is, it is kind of scary. But I guess he should have known that in a small town. I've said this from the start. He's probably a big fish, and so he has people looking at him, and if you're acting like that, it's not that crazy that he got caught. Did he have a safe? Why didn't he have it all in a safe? Did they open up his safe?
No, yeah. He had I always called it a lockbox, but they called it a small safe, and it's got just 4 digits on the top where you punch in your code, and then you hit the logo in the middle, and you open the thing up, and it's got a fucking pharmacy in there. Back when I was there, anyway. And
would he give you the code to punch into it?
Yeah, I don't remember what it was, though. One time at a hotel.
But do you think April was punching that code a lot and going in there?
But the fucking numbers were probably rubbed off it. Are you kidding?
I could just imagine them, you guys are partying. Oh, just go to the box. Just whatever. That's how, and this is the thing is, I did a lot of this in college. Like, you're right. Nick never got to do this. And it's hard. I don't have any kids for that exact reason, that I have a beautiful girlfriend. Maybe I need to get her pregnant because I can't wait too long. But my point is, I've had no stress other than self-created stress, and it is kind of nice, but at the same time, Nick never got that experience, so that's why he wants to be able to live that and date. You can't date with Kayla, and now Kayla's cool with April. It's like that's almost an impossible find for him.
No.
Or maybe they don't like each other. Is that the case?
Oh, no. They do not like each other.
They don't.
April, I believe April has it out for Kayla's spot. At least the way April used to talk to me. I never thought Kayla had it out for April, and I spent a lot of intimate conversations with Kayla. She never seemed she did have an issue when April brought a bunch of her clothes over to her. She goes, a fucking woman is moving into my fucking house, and I hate it. And I'm like, and then April was like, Kayla doesn't love Nick. Like, April's being like the young mistress who's like fucking forgetting herself a little bit, and she's like, she doesn't love him the way I do, and she doesn't understand, she's really hurt him, and blah blah blah. I'm like, let me guess, Nick told you this. I'm guessing he doesn't have a history of being manipulative in any way, shape, or form. I'm sure he's telling you the truth. But it's, the whole thing is fucking. Hey, you know what I love about
Nick was smart, he would put cameras in his house right now and be filming all this. This is like the most insane reality TV show. It's almost stranger than fiction, right? Like if Hollywood, you love movies, right? You're like a movie aficionado. I hadn't watched a movie in years. Other than that, I mean, I watched like documentaries and stuff, but I haven't gone to a theater and watched one. My point is, if you had a Hollywood scriptwriter and you said, hey, write about this, famous YouTuber, and then kind of this up and coming YouTuber, and then they wives, and then they get arrested, and then, they're still streaming after the fact. So the story goes on, and then they're going to have body cam footage, and then they're going to have a court, and it's so funny because he specialized in watching people, their lowest moment on court TV. So it's almost so poetic that you couldn't write that story.
It's too perfect. And you know what I love about Alex Stein? This is what I love about Alex Stein. Mm-hmm. Alex Stein starts his stream by going, I'm so tired of this Ricada stuff. I'm not talking about this Ricada stuff.
Well, we can move
and then
on.
it's just nothing but a half hour of Ricada. No, I love it. It's like when I talk to Gino and I go, I'm not talking about COVID with Gino Bisconte. I'm not. And he just sucks you. He sucks you right into it. It happens. But you're right. It's a Hollywood movie script. It's very interesting to talk about. So I don't think you should feel bad. I think it's like you said to Tim Pool. You're like, it's like candy. It's like sugar. I know it's terrible for me, but it's really good.
And you're gonna get bumps. And the thing is, Melton's been doing it a long time. He does do a good show. He is funny because he's been doing it a long time. I'll give him that. There's other people that A-log me that are talented. I'll say that. But my point is, in a way, you are right, though, that he gets to make content off of you, and people that get to make content off of me, they don't realize how lucky they are. They call us a lolcow or whatever. They need us. And so really and truly, I don't think Melton talking about you hurt you that much. He's doing well, but as long as you keep going, these feuds, Red Bar did the same thing to Melton, and he made it through that. So you can make it through Patrick Melton. And that's no disrespect to Melton. That's what I'm just saying. I know you're not that worried, but it is annoying when a guy's always watching your stuff. I understand what that feels like. People are like, it's a unique feeling.
Maybe, but like to me, it's always, I rest assured in the fact that if I go away tomorrow, he's screwed. If he goes away tomorrow, nothing changes for me.
Yeah.
So it's not really like I'll just go and do my dopey little wacky morning zoo show, and then
people are trying to not give you the goal. You're not. You didn't hit the goal today, and you have these people that watch you constantly. That's annoying as hell.
Our winning
but I'm
streak
surprised
got
that you're not. Why aren't you doing better in super chats right now? Because you're getting decent views. Your morning show's like getting 1,000. I mean, and that's just on YouTube. I've seen it, but I'm just surprised.
We've been doing fucking crazy money numbers lately. It's just today we just look, you missed something.
Well, people get annoyed. See, that's why Kevin Brennan is so good. Did you see he was the 7th ranked comedy podcast with over $109,000? He's so epic that he created a show where he almost reads mean comments, about other people, him sometimes, nice comments about him. You got to try to incorporate that model somehow.
Yeah.
Where you can let the Nick haters talk to. This just I'm just guessing this. I don't know. You do whatever you do. You've been doing it a long time. But like, I feel like that you should be crushing it with that. Like kind of the haters should be, or have you been getting that? I haven't watched that much.
Yeah, I'm not complaining at all. It's been going really well. And the haters have been fantastic.
They're going to super chat the most.
I enjoy them. I do. I like them. I like all of it. Like I have a good time, and then I go. I have kids to take care of. I have shit to do. I have errands to run. And it's just like the show stuff is the show stuff. And then you go have life. And it's pretty easy.
It'll be okay. But Keanu, I listened. That's why I also want to come on, listening to Keanu talk about it. That's been good. She's been very interesting. She's she's good at talking about the drama. But the fact that April won't contact any of them and they sent weird stuff. It's just so nobody can get a hold of April, huh?
No, like I cut off the communication with her towards the end of the divorce stuff because I was just tired of hearing the same shit. Like, I'm not an addict, this and that. Everybody's doing that. I'm like, I don't care. What I'm asking is, are you signing the fucking papers or not? And so finally, like at the end of our run, I just went, let's communicate through my lawyer. I'd rather.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was just, I mean, and they want to talk.
But has anybody in this sphere, Dabbleverse, adjacent, whatever sphere that we're going to call this, it's the Steel Toe Ricada universe. That needs its own name. What have we come up with a name for that yet?
You could go with what Kayla called the four of us. That was the thing that came out today. From
the corner? What did you guys
Cover?
go? What were...
Cover with a Q.
The coververse. I mean, maybe the coververse.
Yeah.
Alyssa Clips will clip this, but we need to have a name because this is a new sector. The Ricada Steel Toe morning show.
Yeah.
I don't know universe, but this has become its own thing.
Yeah, there's got to be a good name. People more creative than us.
The chat is better than you and I. They'll figure out something, but we have to come up with it because it deserves its own thing because the court case is going to happen. This is not going to be over. And then Nick is going to keep streaming and, he's probably watching this. And Nick, honestly, I do wish you the best. I know you probably have sweating bullets because you're like, what is Aaron going to say next? But I feel like you've said it all. What else could you say really at this point?
I have texts I could read every once in a while when it becomes like, here's the problem. Not the problem, but like Nick's problem is he has to stream because and only to his locals because he needs to get that positive feedback from his fans. Because I'm sure that every day of his life, he's a fucking wreck. Every day of his life, he's stressed out. He's nervous. He's got a wife and a girlfriend that are probably trying to rip his throat out. He's got these charges that deep down, I think he knows he's screwed, but he has to put on this face for his locals chat. The problem is every time he goes live, he says something mildly incriminating. And it's just like, I just sit there and I go, keep going. Just keep streaming. You're doing great. So he'll always provide content. And when he says anything about Keanu or he says anything about me, I end up going, all right, well, here, let me pull up this text from this date. And here's what it says. Like today we read one where Kayla fucking blackmailed to go to the mother of my children about all the things we'd done. And she's
I saw that with Keanu. I saw that clip.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, there's just a lot of drama. He's probably worried about more text messages coming out, but really Nick can't really defame his character anymore now. So it's like, really, he shouldn't really sweat it. Like he can only go up from here. And I keep saying that, like people love the comeback story, but it doesn't look like he's taking the necessary steps when it comes to taking some time off, right? I think that you'd have to take some time off and focus on your kids just first and foremost, right? Just to kind of get your life in order for your I guess your public persona. I mean, his public persona cannot even be more damaged. So unless he was like a murderer, which he's not, right? So, and this is all alleged, illegally or whatever, but there's a lot of news written on him. And so at this point, it's I feel like it's just up from here, Nick, as long as you kind of get your head on straight.
Yeah, but the only way to get your head on straight and the only way to get your 5 children back is to admit you did something wrong. They didn't take your kids for no reason. So he's going to have to admit he did something wrong, and it's not in his character. He's bound and determined to fight it.
You think Nick's evil? You really don't like Nick. You really don't like him.
Do I think he's evil? I think he's the epitome of a tragic character. Like he's a tragic figure.
How good of friends were you? Did you get close to him, or was the whole time kind of April in the middle, in your opinion?
I mean,
did you ever feel like you were tight with?
We were fucking each other's wives, so you got to be, I guess, somewhat trusting.
That's what I'm saying. So you were boys. You did feel like you're boys, because I don't know. I've never swapped anything. I'm not even trying to say that I don't think I could do that. I definitely could not do that. I mean, no.
I can tell you this. I couldn't. Again, let me say this to anybody who's ever thought about it. If you're thinking about it, your relationship's over. It's done.
For sure.
Like you don't love that person if you could even consider that. But I will say, like, we were close. We were the only people we were hanging out with. But like, I have other friends and family that I like hanging out with. And when you're hanging out with them, they want it to be like just the 4 of you. And it's just, it wore on me. So and then I would fight him about, I'm like, dude, you gave my wife fucking coke and now she's doing coke all the time. Like, I'm really not. And then he would try to explain it away. Well, Aaron, what you don't understand is that medically it's okay because you have, it just over time, it just wore away at me. And then finally they wanted us to move into the house next door to them. And then April's leaving. And I'm just like, I compare it to being at a blackjack table and going, I've lost enough fucking money at this blackjack table. Like, I've lost enough here. I'm going to walk away from the table and head home. You know,
you have to cut your losses. I think you have to cut your losses, and obviously the relationship. But let me ask you this, and we don't have to. Gosh, I'm just so interested though.
I know you are. I love that you can't stay away from this.
And I don't. But I care more. I mean, I'm more interested in you and April than Nick, and I mean that. But so April though, you guys love to go to Vikings games, and you guys went to Vegas and stuff. How much was she drinking? She seemed like she drank a lot. You're in Minnesota. I mean, it's cold up there. Why not? I think you should be. I mean, I think that's normal to drink. But like, how? I feel like alcohol. You have to. With cocaine, you almost can't do it sober. You have to have alcohol. It creates like a synergistic high is what people don't realize. And you're like, why does a person like cocaine so much? It's because they can drink, and then when they're really wasted, they do the cocaine. It kind of sobers you up, and it creates this kind of euphoric feeling, for lack of a better word. And it's not good for you. It makes you feel absolutely terrible the next day. And the only way to kind of get rid of that feeling it creates is redo it. So that's why it's kind of vicious. But how much was she drinking before you guys went over there? Because it seems like April has been a lush, if I may say.
Before we went over there, she was pretty responsible with her drinking. Like, she probably drank more than I did, but not by a ton.
She started drinking on stream a lot towards the end, and I thought that was unusual. You could tell she was inebriated.
There was a lot of things towards the end that were a disaster, and there was fighting off the air about it, and it was a nightmare.
And this, like, sometimes it's fun to have a couple, you think, have a couple drinks, it makes the show looser. It's always worse. You're always worse. You know what I mean?
You're never as sharp. You're never as good when you've been drinking.
Not the same. It's not the same.
It's, I mean, it fell apart. It was a nightmare. Like, addiction's a bitch. And I would say that while we were there, I mean, I don't know exactly how much she drank. My time was split. But Kayla did say to me at one point, she goes, I need to talk to you about April's drinking. Our bottles in this house are disappearing really fast.
That's what Kayla said?
Yeah. And so, I mean, apparently it must have been pretty bad. But there were so many times where I was just checked out, because when you try to confront addicts on their behavior and you're not one, and three of them clearly are, you're just going to get run over every time. You kind of get tired of that feeling, and you're like, fuck it,
It's a very unique situation, and people keep saying like, oh, you're being the fake hero, but I do think that you're the one that's like out of the woods, right? I mean, it doesn't seem like you're still doing that, in my opinion.
I mean, no, I'm not. But if there's a consequence for what I have, this is the other thing. People are like, why'd you tell this story? What if there's crimes in some of it? Look, if there's consequences for what I did, I will face the consequences like a man. Like, I'm just telling my
Do you think that you could be in any legal trouble for just what you've said?
I don't know. If I am.
Do you think you'll be called to be a witness in the court case? Have you talked to your lawyer or anything like that?
Oh, yeah.
Wow, shut up. Wait, what?
It's a possibility.
Have you talked to the district attorney? Can you say?
No, I've never talked to the district attorney.
But you talked to and you've talked to people on the because you said
I talk to people. I talk to people every day.
Oh gosh,
I talk to people every day.
I don't think Nick will go to jail though. I think they'll give him probation. But if he fails his probation,
if he fights it, no. I think if he fights it and goes to trial and he keeps talking shit about his local government and the prosecutors and all that, I think they'll send him to jail. I mean, the charges he's facing are upwards of 25 to 30 years maximum.
No, it's bad. But usually your first offense, they give you,
if you plead.
Yeah, he's gonna have to plead. He's not gonna. They're not. He's unless he can say that and I'm not a legal expert whatsoever, but unless they can say that the warrant was like insufficient or something, which is probably going to be their argument, I'm guessing, and then everything is inadmissible that they found in the search, then he might have a shot. But if that's not the case and the warrant stands because of the mandatory reporter or whatever, he's going to have an uphill battle. The fact that they found that much cocaine on him, they could probably charge him with intent to distribute if they wanted to be a jerk. I mean, I don't know their drug laws there, but that is kind of a lot, and he has different utensils and stuff, so that's considered paraphernalia. So it enhances just having they could have charged him with having paraphernalia. I mean, they could have charged him for more stuff, but they just want to, I guess, charge him for the big thing.
They could be. I mean, they could be a dick.
So they can plead to something less.
Yeah, they can ratchet this up if they want to. I don't know what they're planning on doing, but I just love that you've got the same attitude I do, where I'm like, I need to move on from this, and then something else happens, and you go, all right, fine, one more. Like the speeding ticket thing today. Did you see the speeding ticket?
Oh my gosh, he's cussing at the guy. And then why isn't he paying the insurance? He didn't have an insurance on the thing, and he didn't have his registration up to date. And I get that, you can miss doing that, but he can do it all by mail. He has the money to do it. He's just neglecting that. you can tell things aren't great if you're not even, because I don't like when I register in Texas. If your registration sticker's out, you're going to get pulled over in Dallas, or you're going to get pulled over in University Park where I live too, because they look for that. You have to put a big sticker on your windshield. I imagine it's the same in Kandahohai County or whatever the hell.
We have the little stickers on our license plate. Yeah,
you got the sticker on the license plate so they can look at your plate. It's not the right month. Boom, they pull you over immediately for it. And so if he is driving around going to his dealer's house, which is I imagine that he would have to do, or unless the dealer came over there, which is even sketchier.
I never saw that.
So I imagine you're driving with blow and expired registration. You know what, dude? That's amateur hour, in my personal opinion, when it comes to being a gangsta or whatever, whatever you consider yourself. That's not how gangsters roll. Even the dope dealer probably has his tags up to date. I mean, that's basic 101 if you're driving around with some hot product, as they say on the streets.
Right, some hot product. Yeah, that's what we call it when we're operating. Yeah. No, it's the whole thing's just a fucking mess. And it's interesting to watch because like my whole approach towards the April part of it, it's interesting to watch like you and Keanu and Gino and other people I know.
Look how terrible this is. April Anderson, Charlotte walked in. Oh my God, stop that. Have you been getting 1 million of those? Is that what you've been getting?
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
At least they're paying it. Stuttering John is back because of it. Everyone isn't hating on Stuttering John. Stuttering John gets good viewership. He gets super chats. He's making like $300-400 a day. You can't beat that. People don't realize, you can live off that if you don't, blow it. You don't,
snort it away. Idiot. Sure. No, but it's funny to watch you and Gino and Keanu like have this change of opinion on April. It's almost like you're like, we gave her chances to redeem herself and she keeps making bad decisions. I can't keep endorsing this. It's funny to watch you guys do it because I've become very apathetic. I kind of washed my hands of it and I just went, we're done. This didn't work. And plus her and I had just so many fights over this very topic that I lost all my energy to either defend or attack, and it's just I'll watch you guys and see your opinions. Would you like to hear from Keanu? She's calling in right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Keanu, you're on with Alex Stein.
My God, this is harder to get into than the Melton call-in number. Hi, Alex.
Keanu, I listened to your clip today. Paige and I both listened to it, honestly. We were tickled to death, and no offense, Aaron. We're just laughing at all the drama, the Q cover thing. And I mean, this is this is not going to stop, Keanu. What do you think? How long is this going to last?
I will not rest until I know. I mean, it's very clear to me what transpired, and maybe even Aaron doesn't see exactly from an outsider's perspective like we do. But I want to know from April, and I miss my friend, and I also miss you, and also
tell Gino I say hi too. But this is what I'm saying. This is why I've lost respect after this clip. Sorry, Aaron. I know you.
Gino called in a second ago, and I didn't bring him on. I'm sorry.
Well, this is what I'm saying is that when it comes to like the perspective, of course, Aaron's perspective is going to be a little different than ours, but April is at that. I really wanted to be empathetic to April. For some reason, I'm like, oh, she's a little younger. She's like wants to party. She doesn't have any kids, biological kids yet. So she's still kind of in let's have some fun mode, which I don't blame her. She's in her 20s. And so I do feel like I'm saying now I do feel like she's kind of vulnerable and a little bit of I don't know how to explain it. I feel like Nick's giving her drugs and now it's changed the way she is, and I hate that. And that's what I think's happened. No offense, April, if you see
Alex, and listen, she is a little younger. There's nothing wrong with none of us have ever been angels the entire time our entire lives, but something more sinister is going on. They wanted to call their quartet. What was it called? The cover with a Q? Yeah. Please. It's very clear what's fucking going on here. And it's fucking, I know. Aaron, am I?
You ever have people talk about you like you're not there and you're sitting right there?
I know it's tough, Aaron. It's tough, but we do want the best for you, Aaron.
I did what I did, Alex. I've never run from it.
And you got to keep kind of addressing it. But at some point, though, you got to, I don't know, because it's hard. It's going to be like a broken record with you. I'm sure it already feels like that right now.
And I can't address, I'm choosing not to address certain specifics I've already addressed because I feel like it's on the record, and I don't need to say it again. But like when new stuff happens in the story, or if I've got something new to add, or someone pulls something out of me because they ran their mouth a little too much, I mean, that's a little different. But like, as far as the stuff I've said on Worski and PPP's show, on your show, on my show, everywhere else, like that's documented, that's done. And the rest is like added commentary.
Did you guys laugh when Mel was saying you guys cried together?
What?
Oh, me? Yeah, we did cry together. That was an emotional moment because we talked about April. All these people that can't shed a tear, they don't understand what it's like to, live with your heart on your sleeve. So yeah, I wanted to get Aaron emotional. I have to get it emotional. I have to stir the tea, as they say. That's what they call spilling tea.
Did you cry too, you little bitch?
I was a little emotional too. I was trying to bring it out of you a little. I wasn't that sad, but I was just, I was matching I was trying to match your emotion. I wanted you to cry more, Aaron. That was a legendary clip. That now I can tell you're in that was the grief stage. Now you're in the pissed off stage.
I think I've run through all of them. I think now I'm in the watching stage with everybody else. So.
Yeah.
Are you nervous something new is going to come out? Like, like we said with this traffic ticket, that looked pretty bad, Keanu. And then he didn't go represent April in court. And what kind of attorney does that? And he could go pay like some attorney $100 and that specializes in those tickets. I know those attorneys aren't that expensive. I mean, I see their signs all the time. Pay like $150 and they'll go do it for you. You don't have to go.
I thought it was a beautiful moment when y'all cried together, and that fat vegetable cries by himself at home. Okay. So
do you watch a lot of NLO?
I do, and Aaron even knows this. Gino just scoffs, but I do. The man makes me laugh, but I'm telling you, he's
Patrick's
really
talented.
upset with that.
I'm saying Patrick's talented. He does a good show. He's been doing it a long time. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
For sure.
I think he's hysterical, but he doesn't get it right every time.
I'm just glad I can help. That's all. I'm just glad.
You do help. You do help. We got to figure out how to get some more of his super chats in your inbox, but we'll figure that out. You just got to keep going. Like I keep saying, I said this earlier. This is like a movie. This will be a Netflix documentary. I imagine
know, it
in
will
a year
be.
or 2 years, whenever it is.
I wonder who will all be played by. It'll be really
Keanu's already in the movie. Keanu's already got herself in there.
Aaron's going to be Leonardo DiCaprio.
Thank you, Alex. Very nice.
And then who's your favorite actor? Aaron watches Aaron's favorite thing or movie. So what actor, if you could choose, because you probably know who would play Nick and who would play you, because you know actors.
I can get my own actor. I mean, God, if I could get a Russell Crowe or something, that would be great.
That's who you want, but he's kind of big now. You don't have Russell.
Yeah,
who do you actually look like? Because
Rainn
like
Wilson,
Eli Manning or something.
Rainn Wilson, yeah.
Oh, Rainn Wilson would be great! Oh my gosh, that is so funny. If you're Dwight Schrute, oh my God, you look like Rainn Wilson.
Yes.
Clip that! Oh my gosh, Aaron, that's funny. I'd say you're a little more handsome than I'll give you that than Rainn, but you do have Rainn Wilson vibes. So who's Nick? What actor does his? He's kind of like Ryan from The Office, but different.
Tom Hanks at the end of Philadelphia.
Alive, that would be Nick, but unfortunately no. So.
Well, that's a funny just to think about that. But if it doesn't get the live action movie, it will get a documentary because the story is so intriguing to me. Yeah. I want to keep stepping away. I don't want to watch it. But
it's fun to watch you struggle because I do the same thing. I tell my audience, I know, because so many of my regulars are getting sick of it, but stuff keeps happening every day, and then it's also hard to pull away because they were all my friends and I was there. So it's this is pretty much at the front of my life a lot of the time. So
yeah, but let's be real. You were the odd man out pretty soon, right? I imagine. I know you and Kayla were friendly, but I imagine that Nick was so worried about trying to appease Kayla because he was bringing in April that you were probably an afterthought. I'm just guessing that. I don't know that, but I imagine very soon when April and him got together, you're probably like, I'm done. In your mind.
I became a problem because I didn't like the drugs, and also I don't think I was supposed to I definitely wasn't supposed to influence Kayla as much as I maybe did. Like he started to get really hawkish about like reading her texts and like keeping an eye on.
He reads Kayla's phone and text. So he's probably doing that with April.
He and April sat me down while Kayla was sleeping once and said, "You two are being too close in public, and when you talk, yeah, and you're being too intimate and this and that, and like just sitting down and giving us lectures." And it was so like two people on coke talking. And you're just like, oh my God.
People on cocaine always do crazy business plans. That's what happens. You know, you just
Nick
you
wrote
just talk.
Nick
Diarrhea
wrote,
of the mouth.
Yeah, Nick wrote 4 big letters giving each of us like a nickname, and I was the pugilist, and April was the.
Wait, slow down, time out. He wrote letters.
You haven't heard this?
How cracked out was he?
Sound culty to you, Alex?
Okay.
Oh, that's weird as hell. Wait, I didn't know about this. What do you mean? What was this letter supposed to be, like a doctrine, or what was it supposed to be, like a legal tender?
Let me paint the picture for you. We're in the bathroom, and they're doing their thing, and Nick's like, I wrote letters for us. Did you guys want to hear them?
Damn, he really wants an intervention. He's like, he wants people to write him letters. That's reaching out. I mean, okay, but I want to keep hearing that. That's weird to write letters. That's what people do at an intervention. You all write the guy that's cracked out. You write him a letter, how much you love him.
Well, he
so
wrote
to write
letters
somebody a letter
for all of
that's
us.
weird. There's something weird and manipulative with that.
He wrote letters for all of us about what we were in this whole group,
Like
the
your
cover thing.
archetype.
Our archetype. I was the pugilist because they always used to go to the gym when I would box on Thursdays, and they would go watch that. Then April was the.
So you're telling me they'd be coked up at the gym? You're telling me April and Nick could be coked up at the gym just watching you box? Because I box and stuff. Those gyms are kind of grimy. It's fun to watch somebody spar, though. It is interesting to watch that.
Kayla would watch a lot. Nick would watch a little, and then he'd leave and come back. Like April and Kayla would watch the most, and then Nick would kind of be in and out.
Yeah.
I don't think he.
Because you look more manly, getting in a ring and punching, getting punched. That's like that. April probably thought that was masculine of you.
Yeah.
It is. People, they talk trash. And that's why I think Milton would have a tough chance. I mean, he would have, even though he's like probably twice your size, he would not have a lot of longevity. So if you could just you could do 2 or 3 minutes. He could do not a minute. So I would really think that you'd have the advantage if it was a proper boxing match. Now, a MMA fight or something, he could tackle you and sit on you. That's I don't know.
Could he though? Like the athletic ability.
I don't know if he can. I'm just saying that is how a bigger man wins, right? I mean, if you watch all those old UFC fighting when there's no weight limit, you do get a little advantage if you're like 400 pounds and you can grab somebody.
Yeah. Well, and I mean. Yeah, so I'm sorry, Alex, but the letters. So I was the pugilist, and then he wrote like a page worth of shit about like your ability to destroy is matched only by your need to educate and blah 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 blah, and like all this.
This is like
shit.
Game of Thrones or some RPG
role
playing game or something.
April was
LARPing.
April was the Valkyrie, and her fierce passion was blah 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 blah.
Do you have these letters? You should have kept these.
I wish I did. I don't remember what Kayla was, and Nick was. Get ready.
See how much you loved her?
You're gonna.
I remember she was a whore. She was a cum-guzzling whore.
No, what was she?
I don't remember. But Nick, Alex, was chaos.
No, that's why he likes the Joker vibe. He has that Joker. That's the worst painting. You do the Joker, dude. The Joker is like, I know they made that movie. It seems like he was cool, but like in the comics books, he was terrible. The Joker, he's not a good guy. It's not like, that's not the character arc you want.
Can we skip? Can we just stop? Can we just stop and acknowledge this part? He's 42 years old.
Yeah.
Let's fucking stop being the Joker by the time we're 42.
I mean, unless he's doing it ironically, which I don't think he is. Like, if he was doing it like as a joke, because there is those guys, they call themselves, and there's multiple people, like the New York Joker or the Miami Joker, and they've made like documentaries, they're like IRL streamers that tattoo their face and stuff. So like, it is a weird mindset. It's like this, to psychoanalyze yourself as the Joker. That's the character you want, the Joker, the guy that's like lighting hospitals on fire and trying to like killing kids, even in the movies.
Right.
It's not like, I'm not even that big into movies. I know you know it better than me. And it sounds like Nick, is he really into movies as well?
Yeah, relatively so. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say
so. That's why he likes kind of this LARPing or this kind of like whimsical stories. And it's probably why he likes law,
LARPing
I guess,
is
maybe.
a great word. Yeah.
It's,
But he romanticizes that because he's a freak. Anyway, just called to say hi to you both. Bye, y'all.
Good to talk to you, Keanu. Bye, Gino.
Love you guys.
Bye, Gino. Oh.
Well, so they've become your very good friends through all of this. Keanu
Yeah.
and Gino have had your back big time.
Gino and Keanu have been
Who
really
else?
great. Chrissy's been really great. I don't know if I'm blowing your cover here. You've been awesome.
I've been very nice. Yeah.
You've been great. And then just like my normal friends. My
and you're
friends
not
here.
internet friends.
Yeah, my family members have been great. God, I feel like I don't want
Kino Casino, they've been nice to you. Not really.
I'll
Have they
say
been
this.
mean lately? Their show's dominating.
Let me say
Their
this.
show's
I
dominating.
love Kino Casino. I think they do a great
Very
show.
funny.
I think I do disgust Ashton. I think I disgust him because he's a
Oh,
moral.
really?
Like,
I've watched your
religious-
clips on you. I guess I don't know. Ashton makes me laugh. You know, a lot of
I love
times
him. I think he's great.
He's really funny, and he is like good at coming up with like descriptions. He's very good at describing people.
Yeah.
But sometimes he's putting it on. I don't think Ashton probably really hates you.
I think Ashton is. I mean it as a compliment. Ashton's kind of a moral guy. Like he's a religious guy,
Mhm.
and I think that what I took part in does disgust him.
That is bad. That is bad. You know, it's not
He's not
great,
wrong.
but-
He's not wrong. Like every time I face criticism for anything, people are like, you did this, you did that. I'm like, right, and I'm not running from it. Like you're not wrong. Like I'm not
wow,
arguing. with
$50 super chat. Wow. Okay, hold on. I got to show this. I haven't even read it. Aaron, consider retiring and getting a real job. You don't make much money, and your kids are being damaged. This will follow them, and they'll get bullied. Don't be selfish. Love you, Alex. Wow, but you've been getting that. Thank you for the $50. I'm sure Aaron doesn't feel the same. What do you say to this? I'm sure you've been getting it like crazy.
Maybe he's right. Who knows? Time will tell.
But let's not talk about the kids. Your kids will be able to get through this. I mean, come on.
We're not doing. I like I said, monetarily, we're doing all right.
Yeah, and it's gonna be fine, you know. But I guess that's who loses in all this. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
Nick's kids, whatever, your kids.
What I did in
they're not
real
gonna get
life-
bullied that much. They're not gonna get bullied that much. Even Nick's kids won't even get bullied that much. It'll be talked about, and then it'll move on. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, KM, I will tell you this. What I've done in the real world is going to affect my children far more than any internet stuff that I've done.
Yeah, I think you'll be okay. I mean, you're an entertainer and a shock jock. Your kids will probably understand that you're a goofball. That's what's her name called you, or what did she call you?
No, Keanu calls me a doofus, but more for.
Okay, well, I don't know if that's fair, but I'm saying, but you're saying I don't think that, you're not a banker, you're not an attorney, you're not, well, attorney, it's funny I say that, but my point is, like, that you're a interesting person. You're going to be unique, like a reality TV show character. So I think your kids will be just fine. And Nick's, I think will be fine.
Well, hopefully. I do. I really do. Like, look, man, I hope everybody gets clean. I hope everybody's okay. But I like in this way things are going now, I just believe it's the wrong direction. What can you do?
And you don't want to try to reach out to, you would never reach out to Nick. You think him self-sabotaging, that's kind of entertaining to you, if we're being real?
Look, I'll say this. I've been making fun of Nick day after day, week after week, kind of humiliating him. And like I said on the show today, for one reason, I'm really enjoying it. That's it. It's
screwed.
fun.
Gosh, y'all should have never swapped. He picked the wrong guy. This is April's fault. Nick is probably, using all of his voodoo magic or whatever you want to call it, but, writing letters, doing weird spells, and probably drinking potions. But April should be better than this. April, if you see this, it's like you're the third wheel, and Kayla should have a little more self-respect. No offense, Kayla, I don't know you, but it's like, this is like sister wives stuff. And if you've ever watched reality TV, it never works out. The sister wives are never actually friends. Sometimes they're cordial to each other because they're both being manipulated by the person, oftentimes in that situation. And I imagine there's maybe some similar parallels to this, but I'm just speculating that, and this is all alleged.
No, I think you've nailed it. I think you're actually right on. I think you've got the right idea. And I will say, when I get into the actual like people and what they should do and this and that, I think I'm so like, it's fun for you guys, but that's the part that I'm actually burnt out on, where I'm like, I don't care anymore. Like, I don't care what happens to them as people, because you tried. Like I said on your show last time, I tried to help. I tried to say this was the wrong way. I tried to reach out. So now I'm just watching it with everybody else. And I'm now watching.
And you're dating now? You've moved on? You should. You need to go date somebody or do something. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. I've spent some time with a very lovely girl lately.
Well, just to get your mind off it, I'm not even saying you should maybe run back right into a relationship if I'm just talking to you like a man. You know, maybe you're probably not even emotionally ready, but like you should maybe date. Go just get your mind off it, because I know breakups are tough. You've gone through them before, but now that like this feeling that, you know, your ex is with another guy that's probably not treating her great according to you, it probably does. That has to bug you. Let's be real. That would bug me, even if I don't like my ex.
Thanks, Alex.
It's just kind of I'm saying it's just kind of a weird feeling. And now you're probably like F April and F Nick, but then now you like hate them. It's just a weird feeling. I just know you're going through it. And I just very empathetic. I hate breakups.
The only thing, it's not hatred. The only thing is, like, I took responsibility. None of them have. They lost their 5 kids, and that's frustrating to me. That pisses me off a little bit. It's like, take responsibility, own what you did, work on getting your kids back, and take the punishment. You know, you're like you said, if you would have fessed up to this, you're not going to go to jail. The state of Minnesota wants to give you your kids back, but they want you to go to rehab. They want you to admit you have a problem. They want you to get better. Do that and you'll be fine. Like, but I guess maybe you just get in too deep and then you feel like you can't turn around. See, that's what I think April's thing is, and not to speak for her, but my theory is that she feels like she's fucked up her life so bad now that she has to lean into this, and this is the only, like, she has to tie herself to this because there's nothing else. And that's not true.
Yeah, her dad seems like a nice guy.
Really?
Well, could she not go stay at her dad's for a little bit?
She absolutely could. I spoke to him before the arrest when I said, look, man, I'm just giving you a heads up. I'm out, but here's what's going on, and you might want to help out here.
Does he have like a farm or a ranch or something? What is it? I mean,
they have land out in
whatever. I'm just saying, but she's probably does not want to go back and stay
he's
with
a
her dad
hardworking
does.
guy, and they would help her. They would support her, and you know, he's a good guy, and he's the one who told me, he goes, look, I'm not stupid. Like, I saw you guys. I knew there was something up. Like,
He watches the show. He was watching the show. Oh, he saw you.
Or like when we would go over there. You know,
Yeah.
go over to their house. He'd be like, my daughter couldn't sit still, and this, that, and the other thing.
Oh, he noticed it. He said that April's dad said that he noticed that she was different. Huh?
Yeah, and he's a good man. So I mean,
Does he drink? Does he kind of a party guy?
not really. Doesn't really party. I mean,
No.
he'll have a drink, but he's not really a party guy. No.
No, he's not. I just didn't know because you know it's a lot of people that hunt and do all that stuff. You know, the drinking's kind of a big part of that culture. You know that.
Yeah.
You're out in the woods in a deer blind. I mean, I imagine April, if she went in those deer blinds, and this is once again, I keep saying the speculation, she was probably doing rails and drinking beer if she's in a cold deer blind in February or wherever.
Well,
you know.
you can't. Well, here's the deal. I don't think so. Well, I would go hunting with her a lot of the time, and the season was kind of over by the time this all happened. Like this, it didn't really.
Yeah, but you said that she was going to that hunting camp earlier. If I hope I didn't so out of school or anything, but didn't you say that she had gone to that camp before y'all even kind of started hanging out?
Yeah, she went there a couple of times. Yeah.
And you know that she didn't do any blow then?
I'm not sure if she did. Then she's an amazing actress, because the first night I saw her do it was very much her behavior was it was the first time she had ever done it. So, but I don't know. I can't say for sure. I don't know what.
Yeah,
the
you
hell.
don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, listen, April, whenever she started, it doesn't really matter. She still started doing it. And it gets where it's not fun anymore. And I'd have to imagine they're at that stage where it's not fun right now.
Right. I mean, it's hard to get inside someone's head when they're in that place. Like, what is enough? They always say everyone's bottom is different. But
yeah, and Nick still has money, and I'm guessing April's living off that money. You would guess, other than the $6,000 she took from you or whatever.
Somewhere between 4 and 6. Yeah, I mean.
So, but I'm saying that's only going to last a month. 2 months.
Yeah,
well, I know she's
right.
probably not paying rent or whatever, but that's
Yeah, so she may be
that's a lot of money, but it's not going to last that long if she's just not working and doing anything.
No. She has a pretty nice ring she could sell.
Which she might. See, that's the kind of she probably is going to do that, some therapeutic thing. But knowing them, I wouldn't be surprised if Nick had called, some alchemist to come melt it down and create like a Baldo out of it or something.
Oh my God, a Baldo out of the ring. Oh no.
They're doing stuff that I'd never even imagined doing. And I mean this, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but y'all are swinging and Nick's doing all kinds of hedonism. I couldn't go to hedonism. I'd be scared to death. I mean, did he ever tell you about what happened at hedonism? I got to know. He had to have told you about what happened at hedonism.
I'm just going to say this. I may not like any of these people anymore.
Mm-hmm.
and this is going to drive you and people on the internet crazy. I will probably take the hedonism stories to my grave because
They were
it's
that
I will tell you,
wild.
not wild, too humiliating. I don't want to humiliate anyone, and that's where I'll leave it. I was.
Who told you the stories, Kayla or Nick? Told you the stories. Yeah. Yeah, because they did that awkward stream. Like, I'm finding all this out after the fact. They did kind of have a weird stream where they did seem a little lit, I guess you would say, on that stream.
It's like, if I told you privately and swore you to secrecy,
I don't even need to know. I don't even want to know. I keep on saying I'm out of the Nick business, and I am Nick. I just had to talk.
If I told you the
Aaron.
story, you would go, I understand why you'll never tell that story on the air.
Save it for a different day. I don't even want to hear it. I've heard enough. It's not even poor Nick. It's poor April's just ruined her life temporarily. Hopefully, you can always come back from this. I'm not just saying that. Yeah. But she's just like not answering people, is she in the house next door? Supposedly that's what it is.
That's what I would believe. That's what I would believe. Like I said, my insurance company called me and said they had sent a claims check
to that address. I think you said it's a P.O. box.
The P.O. box in Spicer. And I was like, well, if she's living with her parents in Litchfield, it wouldn't go to a P.O. box in Spicer. Right, yeah.
And so she's probably going to stay there for a minute. I mean, who knows? Maybe can you have multiple wives in Minnesota?
No, you cannot. No. But I think she, at least at one point, in my opinion, was angling for the top spot. I don't know.
She wants to be the top. Yeah,
I don't know if she's backed off that or not, but she was angling. And honestly, for Kayla, it would be a better idea to just cut your losses and go out and just maybe let that happen. You could get away and get your fucking kids back.
But Kayla probably doesn't want to go out there and date. She probably, she probably wants to. She has this connection, 5 kids with the guy. That's probably going to last longer than April and Nick. Unfortunately, they don't probably feel like that. They're still kind of the honeymoon stage or whatever you want to call it of a new relationship.
Dude,
but that's going to wear off.
I was there, and I don't know how you people talking about it, like you get to that part, and that's where I go, I'm fucking exhausted. Like, I don't know how you're not exhausted when you get to that part. I was there, and when you're like, what are they going to do? The 3 of them, there's a side piece, there's a wife. What are they? My head starts to spin, and I go, I don't envy anyone in that situation.
Well, and when you got with Kayla, did she like love bomb you or whatever? Did you guys just like instantly start? I mean, I don't know if you said I love you. I mean, did you say I love you to Kayla?
We both did, yeah.
No, you did not. You guys were saying I love you. So was he saying I love you to April in front of you?
I don't know. Like in front of me? No.
Like, would he be like, I love you, April? Did you ever say I love you, Kayla, in front of Nick?
I don't think so, no.
Because that's too awkward.
That's
weird. More awkward than
fucked
sex. That's more awkward probably than the sex. Is saying I love you. But you said that. You and Kayla said that. Were you guys on Molly, MDMA, I'm guessing?
I don't know. It got weird, dude.
That's what you do. When you're on Molly, you start saying I love you. But wow. So it went like that. You guys really did hit it off.
Or no, now wait a minute.
Bonding, though.
That was me, definitely, because I was watching my wife fall deeper into the clutches of substances. So this other person was being very nice to me and saying like, you're a good man and all that. That's all it takes when you're in that mindset. You're like, I'm going to spend a lot of time with this person. So trauma bonding is a good way to put it. But did she love me? The more I think about it now, no. I think she was keeping me happy. I also think that she would have loved anyone who wasn't Nick at that time.
Do you think Nick has had a lot of guys blast his wife?
There are a lot of stories that I will take to my grave.
Yeah, we don't have to hear them. We can just.
There are a few stories.
It's up for anybody's guess. So we don't know.
Anybody's guess. You guys go ahead and theorize how you will. I will say this: I'm not answering that question in the affirmative or negative. I don't know. How about that? I don't know.
That's better.
I know I've been there. That's it.
And I mean, I don't know why he's going to continue to stream. I heard you saying that you like it when he streams. You think it's funny. Do you watch it live or do you just go back and watch the clips?
I watch clips because I can't watch it. I've always found him, even when we were friends, like I always found him very boring and not very entertaining. So
what's that stream? That was a weird stream where Nick is in his underwear. That was weird, dude, where he licked you. How messed up were you guys then? I just saw that clip the other day.
I wasn't. I was fucking annoyed. And I was like, can we just do a fucking show and then we can go back to hanging out? Like, could you just fucking, get out of here? Because I'm like you. I don't like going on air and being inebriated. I feel dull. I don't feel as sharp. It's not good. So if you saw me on air outside of alcohol or anything, and that was even rare, I was not on anything.
Okay, so if we do this tour, I mean, I don't know if you can hear it. Oh, I don't know if I guess I'm sharing audio. But so this is how the studio looks. So he would sit there, and then what you're telling me, April would sit like over on this chair, just that little chair right there?
Where's the, okay. Yeah, she would sit in the corner.
And I thought that room was a little bigger. I mean, this room is not.
No, it's not very big. It's not
And
very
it doesn't
big
even
at
have
all.
a ceiling. I mean, he posted it didn't have a ceiling. It is in the basement.
Oh, yeah.
Where is that clip? He shows the ceiling. Hold on, let me find it. I thought
And
that
then,
was
now,
a little...
people also pointed out that he said he was getting rid of all liquor. Yeah, look at that. He said he was getting rid of all liquor in the studio, and then people found a couple of Whistle Pig boxes up top over here. And they said, oh, did you really get rid of all the booze? Or it seems like there might be a little bit more.
He looks like he's a little inebriated.
And then, of course, there would be a mic here. And if I have a guest, there's a chair for the guest.
A guest. I loved that.
A guest.
Hold on. Yeah, a guest.
Obviously.
What kind of door is that? That's a weird door.
It's a safe. It's a safe door.
Oh, that's a safe. I was about to say.
Right there in front of the cool door. But
is that where the stuff was in that safe?
No.
Oh, it was just up in his bedroom. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
he would. He would bring it down, but
it's.
Doesn't he sound a little funny in this video?
In this area.
I don't know. Yeah, he always sounds. But he could also be jittery. He could be nervous. He could be. There's a bunch of things that could be. Who knows what's going through that guy's mind now because he's always putting on a front.
And his studio doesn't look any different. He just changed the Joker painting. Why is he doing? And he's standing up in that weird room with those things behind him, and he's like always bending over. He has more professionalism as a broadcaster than that. It's very unusual.
Yeah. Well, and the camera's not even down there. Like it's not even set up to be ready to go. He's got his camera upstairs in the other thing where he's been doing it in front of the windows and shit.
But you know what I'm talking about? Where he was like bending down on one stream. I just saw clips. He kept bending down. I'm like, dude, set it up where you don't have to keep bending down. I mean, put like your laptop on some books or so. I don't know how it's set up, but I could imagine that it's not that good and you're constantly going like this on a stream. I mean, it just doesn't look right. He's better than that.
Yeah. We are now on 1 hour of Alex not wanting to talk.
I know. Well, we can keep going for a little bit longer. We're almost at 500 people on my stream. Do you have to go?
I have to run. I probably have to run in about 5 or 10 minutes.
All right, we'll wrap things up. Thank you for coming on. I'll do some call-ins. But listen, you're right. I didn't really want to get too deep into it, but I think it's so interesting.
Funny. Yeah, I think it's funny.
And I don't know what else to tell you other than I would talk about it because you were already talking about your life before. So all the haters that are like, you're just talking about it. You're like, well, go watch my show before this. I was pretty honest. And I said I did pretty, wild stuff. So for the people that are hating on you for that, I mean, there's stuff that they can probably hate on you. It is not good to swap, but you're in a weird place where your relationship is kind of failing. And like, you're just trying new things out. It was obvious that the relationship was probably over at that point.
Yeah.
And then you got a little bit of Kayla and, that probably ended up backfiring and with you in a weird way, just like any relationship backfiring. So I just think it's a lover's quarrel.
Yeah. I just look, it was, don't ever look at me and think I'm trying to play the good guy.
Well, you're being better than them, and I'm not trying to kiss your butt. I'm saying at least you're being honest and saying you want to do better.
The bar isn't very high. I'm saying if we're setting the bar at like regular morality, I'm still not clearing it. But like, I mean, you compare it to them. It depends on the perspective you're taking. One thing I did want to point out, you mentioned, people hating on you on the internet. I also have to take responsibility for this. I do have an abrasive, confrontational personality. So like that's going to rub some people the wrong way always. I come off as kind of a dick sometimes. But one thing I do love about the internet, and you and I talked about this before, is the tattletales. Like, they don't let you bust anyone's balls on any show without going to that person and going, oh, this person's talking shit about you. Like I told you somebody was writing into me and they were going, Alex was being a fucking dick to you on Kino Casino.
No, I wasn't. I don't think I was mean at all.
I go and watch the clip because every time people write that, I go, all right, bullshit. I go and watch the clip and you guys are literally, it's just a few dudes like making fun of me. Like just
a little bit. I don't think I made fun of you that bad at all, to be honest.
Jokes.
I'm not just saying that.
You were making jokes at my expense for something.
Yeah,
that
I probably made a couple jokes, that this wasn't a good thing. But no, I said, I was kind of, well, let me just say this. I was kind of empathetic to April, but now after seeing what I've seen, April's really, really big time in the wrong, in my opinion, in all of this.
Best of luck to all of them. But I just, the people who like tattletale and complain like that, I always go, do you guys not like bust your friends' balls? Do you not make fun of your own friends? Like, do you not tease them about shit they do wrong? It's just, it's odd to me. Like, I get the same thing about Chrissy. People are like, Chrissy's trashing you right now. I went and watched it and he's like, yeah, Aaron did a shitty job as a husband. I'm like, well, yeah, I thought that was pretty self-evident. I thought that was pretty obvious. It's like everyone wants to tattle and rat, and then you go watch and you're like, yeah, these people, I'm either friendly or they're my friends, and they have criticism of their friends. Or jokes. That's fine.
I love this steel toe Russell Crowe. That's what I meant to click. That's so funny. We asked Aaron who would play him. Immediately, Russell, you must love Gladiator. But Dwight Schrute, Rainn Wilson did all the way.
It's got to be Rainn Wilson. That's got to be the way to go. But yeah, no, Russell Crowe, fucking dude, fuck Gladiator, man. I like the 2010 Robin Hood, for God's sake. Like, I go way too deep.
See, I've never seen that movie.
I go way too deep.
You are a movie freak. Did you've seen every movie? You've watched every movie.
One of my favorite Ridley Scott movies, Kingdom of Heaven. Orlando Bloom, Jeremy Irons.
Is that where they're in heaven? What is that? Or what?
No, that's about the Crusades. You probably like it.
My favorite movie is Pulp Fiction, probably. That's one of my favorite movies.
It's a great movie.
But see, Quentin Tarantino got confronted by Crackhead Barney. I'm going to play that clip later. All right, Aaron, I know you got to go. Thank you for hopping on, talking about it. Like I said, if Nick sees this, I'm really trying to get out of the Nick Recato business. I'm in more of the steel toe business. So that's really kind of just want to get it from Aaron's perspective, not necessarily Nick, but sadly, you kind of come up when I'm asking Nick. I mean, when I'm asking Aaron about Nick, it's just, it's kind of inevitable. But honestly, Nick, I don't wish you any harm. I hope you can get your life back on track and fixing sooner than later, for sure.
Yeah, Nick, keep streaming, buddy. You're fighting a good fight.
Keep streaming. I will say that. Keep getting the super chats, even though it doesn't seem like you need them, dude. And if you don't need the money, maybe just a little advice: take a little break off the internet. I mean, you don't have to be a working stiff. Like you're rich, supposedly. Take a break.
He's on drugs, Nick. Don't listen to him.
Yeah. All right. Drugs. Peace.
All right, later, buddy.
See ya.
All right, we're still on, right? Ooh. Yes, we are. I got to thank some people, don't I? We can't have that many people still watching. Oh my God, about 400 of you? Sorry, guys. Let's go ahead. Oh my God. $5 from KJ says admission fee. April Anderson, $1.99. Alex, I don't need support from a tool like you. That's not very nice. Red Fox Mad with $4.99. Nick reminds me of the lol cow mentally ill streamer Burger Planet. He is one and the same as Nick. Okay. Crunchy Cynicism with $5 says April never had her 20s. She's trying to have them after her first marriage. It doesn't work like that, babe. Alem21 with $4.99. Thank you. Pest with $1.99 says the cucked verse feels good. Kind of gotta roll with those, don't I? Keanu with $4.99 says, hi, Alex. How many times has Aaron said disco so far? None. Alex Stein with $10 says, super chat life. Thank you, buddy. Kevin Brennan pays me way more. No, I'm just kidding. Spectre with $2. Have Hogan sign your steel toe plaque, then sell it. No. Tony with $5 says, Aaron left situation after 6 months only because he started dating a new person, not because it was morally right. No, your timeline is off there. KV Rustbelt with $5 says Alex in August. Fuck, I'll shoot him a text after the show. Damn it. I should have asked him about that. You're right. All right, let me make sure there's nobody else to get to. 5, 10, 25, 35, 40. What would that put you guys at for tonight? 125 away from this morning? Wow, thank you. You've made that loss tonight really not feel like much of anything. I appreciate it. Should we call Gino? I feel like we didn't let Gino in on the Alex Stein thing. And now I feel bad. Let me call Gino real quick. I answered Keanu's call. I didn't answer Gino's, and now I feel like a bag of shit about it. Thank you to Alex Stein, by the way. He's a good fella. Fine, if you're not going to fucking answer anything, why should I fucking talk to you? I'm trying to be a friend, goddamn you.
Your call has been.
Well, guys, I got to go prep a show for tomorrow, so I'll talk to you later. Take it easy. Have a great rest of your night. Sorry for the short goodbye. Subscribe, like, appreciate all the time.